Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Difficult Terrain. My name is Putty, and I'm joined as always by Marshall. Marshall, how are you doing?
I'm good. I just finished my bowl of mushrooms and I'm ready to eat the world like it's a what? And
What?
now anyone watching's like, "Okay, so he's high as balls."
Yeah. Standard then.
Um yeah. They're lions, man. I don't think there's any psilocybin psilocybin, I think is what it's called. Anyway, but we were just chatting about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yep.
And I had this question. I'm wondering if you might not know the answer to this, but I'm curious. Like, I feel like often there's so much aspects of our pop culture, at least nerd pop culture in the West, that is like just it's an export of Japan. And I know that often, right, like with the video game sphere, like often it's very different there. Like Xbox is a almost non-existent entity in Japan and extremely
Yeah.
like like almost no one uses it. And then products that here in the West were kind of flops, like the PS Vita, sold wildly well in Japan and were like, which honestly makes sense because everything I understand about the PS Vita was that it was actually a really good console. I don't know why it didn't sell. Anyway, one of these, I want to get a PS Vita. Like, I'm like, I need.
They're very expensive now. I think they're incredibly expensive. I think
they should make them again. Anyway, we're ready for them.
Well, I think. Well, the Switch I think has taken over that cultural zeitgeist quite a bit.
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm sure. But even then, well, I guess that they have those Switch Lites that are very portable. I find the regular
you can't
Switch
use that in a dock.
Yeah, I find the regular Switch to be just a little too
cumbersome.
Actually, be something I'd want to like take everywhere on the subway or like take it. It's just But anyway, okay, so but I'm wondering, right? I kind of understand what trading card games here are the most popular, right? And I'm wondering how different it is in Japan. So, like in Japan, is Magic at all played? Because that seems like a very okay.
But if I remember correctly, I think there's one called Card Fight Vanguard, and that has the worldwide release. But I think that's really popular in Japan as well.
Part of me really wants like
Magic's really popular in China, but I think it's only their online client that's really popular in China. But I think it is super popular. Hearthstone is also really, really popular in China.
That doesn't surprise me because I know that Blizzard has had several scandals with like appeasing the Chinese government. I believe there's a Digimon trading card game. And I remember one time someone handed me a card. I think I told you this. Like someone at Gen Con like handed me a free card for this game. And I'm like, bro, I don't even like what? Now I have to go watch Digimon again. I don't remember the plot. and then he's like, no, trust me, it's really good. And I'm like, is it? I've never heard anyone playing this. And he goes, in Japan, everyone plays it. And I'm like, and maybe that's true. You could say anything to me though. I'm not in Japan. Anyway, so it did make me think, like, what games there must be much more popular.
I don't really know the answer to that question. I don't know how popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in Japan versus other card games. I do know what the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scene looks like in Japan, and it is a very high frequency. It's a very high frequency of small scale events. So here in the TCG, we have a local scene where, you have your local card game store that's affiliated with Konami. They send them support and stuff like that. And then they have prize support, a weekly tournament, small scale sort of thing. Also very up to the discretion of the locals. And then we have our sort of tournament circuit. So there are huge events called YCSs, and these are like really, really big events. They're sort of streamed. There are premiere events. They're sort of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Conventions, basically, with a bunch of different side events and things like that.
They're like they do like the poker world tournament in Vegas and they stream it. So it's like that, but for a trading card game.
Yeah, and it's probably one step down from that.
Sure.
That tournament is what we call the WCQ, which is the World Championship qualifiers, and that there's only one per year for each region. So we'll have what we call Euros, the European WCQ. There's the North American WCQ. I'm sure there's a South American WCQ, although I don't hear much about that, and things like that. Then there's going back down. There's the regionals, and these happen maybe like 2-3 times a month, and they're tournaments which you can qualify for, the WCQ at. The WCQ, by the way, you can't enter unless you have an invite, so you have to have gotten to the top number of a certain number of other tournaments. And then you've got the World Championship. The World Championship is all of the versions of the game combined. So the Japanese players will play with European and North American players at the World Championships. In Japan, from what I understand, they don't have WCQ, YCS, or regional level events. It's all just locals. But they have like lots of locals, big locals, really well attended locals and things like that. So I think that's the sort of scene they have in Japan. I think it is really popular. There's also, the game is very different in Japan. It's a lot cheaper in Japan. The OCG cards are just cheaper. Konami only seem to price gouge the American and European players. I think
as what is happens, typical.
They use the OCG to figure out which cards are good, and then they short print those in the TCG. That's speculation, although with good evidence. So yeah, but I don't know if it's I don't know the popularity scales in Japan versus other card games. I don't really know how the popularity is with the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG in North America and Europe. I'm sure it's smaller than Magic. It's probably smaller than Pokemon. Although I still wonder, because the Pokemon's a very popular TCG.
If it's smaller than Pokemon in terms of actual
players.
Play.
Yes, because Pokemon's a very big collectible scene. But and I know they have events because I've been to Pokemon TCG events playing the video game because they're the same event. But I don't play the TCG. But I've played the video game there, and so I know there are big events where card games are happening. How big are those card game events? I don't know. I've never been in that room, but
yeah. I mean, I don't know, and maybe like I don't know. It's partially whenever I say it, like I don't know. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't talk about it then because I don't. I really don't. But my gut, my impression of being to a lot of tabletop gaming stores and talking to a lot of nerds, is that I very rarely meet anyone that is ever like, oh, you wanna play Pokemon with me? Like I have lots of people that'll be like, oh, you should really get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. Like you're not the only friend of mine that is into Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic. Oh my God, I've always had people trying to get me to play Magic with them. But I don't ever remember someone being like, oh man, I really want to play Pokemon with someone.
Yeah.
And that's my impression, that so much of it is it's a collectible. It's also because of the modern era of like of all these I can't think of what do you call them when someone just goes to a store and like buys everything they have, and hawkers or
okay. I don't know what you're referring to here. I think
like someone will purchase all of a product merely to scalper. Yeah,
right. Okay,
like I think the age of scalping has driven up the value of a lot of those Pokemon cards.
Yes.
For the people that want to collect them, they're now so rare. And I'm not an expert on all of the things that go into this, but I do think that it seems like Pokemon cards are, if anything, the most collectible in terms of value, and maybe the least played. I don't know if that's true, but that's like the vibe I get when I go into game stores.
Actually, because I was about to disagree because of the Magic reserved list, but I was thinking, because I have been watching some Pokemon stuff lately, and a lot of their early set, like I think Magic has the high end, but I think like the bulk of the expensive cards, you might be right about Pokemon. Some of those early sets, like almost all of those cards go for ridiculous amounts of money from what I can see.
And even though I have never, once again, it's partially my own ignorance. I'm sure there are Pokemon player communities out there, but every game store I've ever been in, I've never seen anyone playing Pokemon, but I always see Pokemon cards being sold. Every single one. So clearly, like, people are buying them a lot, But what are they doing with them? I don't know.
See, that's an interesting. It's kind of an off-topic point, but this is something you brought up there. So you go to some game shops? Do you see single cards being sold quite frequently?
So the word what card being sold? You cut out for a second.
Yeah, I can see you lagging a little bit. Singles, like single cards.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I see that at most of my game shops.
I hear that a lot from North American players, but I've been to I've had like 6 locals over the last few years in the UK, and I've never seen them selling singles. The only time I see vendors selling singles is at like YCSs and stuff, not at my locals. Which also did surprise me because a lot of my North American friends are like, "Oh yeah, I bought this at locals." I'm like, "Your locals sell singles? What? I've never had that."
Yeah, no, they all tend to. Everyone I've been to. Now, to be fair, I tend to prefer the shops that have a significant sort of like dedication to their like role playing game stuff. So I don't as much go to the shops that are like solely heavily focused on cards, but at the ones that are sort of a general, every
hobby
nerd hobby shop. Yeah, they tend to have singles. They're always in the, like, you got the case and you walk up to the counter and it's like where you would buy your stuff, and under there they'll like often they'll have like nice dice, like gemstone dice in one part, and then they might have like little figurines or like expensive nerdy things in one, and then there's always a massive row of singles, usually of Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh. Although often Magic in the North, my impression is that Magic is extremely popular in at least in the US, because that tends to be what they sell the most of. But
I do wonder whether Yu-Gi-Oh might, and again, I don't know the numbers, so this could be a crazy take. I wonder whether Yu-Gi-Oh is bigger than standard Magic. I wonder if that's true, because Commander is the format that people play. Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me, because I don't know much about Magic, but I don't know if I've ever met anyone that just plays
standards.
Magic.
Yeah.
They all talk about Commander.
Well, they have a bunch of different formats. So I know their competitive scene in Magic, they play all the formats, which is wild to me that, like, you could be going to an event and it's like, oh yeah, this is a standard tournament, or yeah, this is a vintage tournament. And it's like, well, you have to build a deck for like 4 different formats to be competitive in Magic. That's crazy. Especially since I hear Magic's really expensive as well.
Wait, they may enter you into any of those events? Is that
no?
Like, you couldn't just
apparently their competitive events are like one format, and they announce it like not far before the tournament starts. They're like, yeah, it's not like you can enter like 4 different formats. Apparently, it's like, this is like, I don't know, this is the Magic Pro Tour in Chicago, and this one is a vintage tournament.
And so if you don't have a deck for that, you can either get one or not go.
I'm sure there are side events where you can play other formats, but the one that counts is apparently one specific format at that event.
That's interesting, although maybe a tactical way to get the whales to buy more cards, right? It's like, keeping them invested in as many formats as possible means they're buying maximum cards.
Although, on the other hand, a lot of those formats are static, right? So, like, I think Vintage is their really old format. Like, that format doesn't change. So once you've bought your Vintage deck, you don't really need to buy it again. Although, apparently, that format's apparently super expensive, because a lot of those cards are like the reserve list bullshit that, costs a lot of money.
But I will say, I thank trading card players, because I think in many ways they keep these shops that I love open, because no one buys as much stuff as they do. Like, most of them are whales, and I mean that in a good way. Like, I mean, if it's harming your life, get your finances in order. But if you have money for it, that's great. And a lot of these shops, I don't know if they'd be able to be open if they didn't have people coming in buying cards like on a weekly or monthly basis. So it's a big, and I think it would be sad to be in a world where these local game stores aren't around. I think it would just be a darker world than the one.
I wish there were more of them. Yeah, I think there's such an importance to having a good local game store, and having lived in so many different places now, I recognize that it's not equal. Where you are in the country.
No, for sure. I'm lucky that so the Midwest is kind of known in the U.S. as being like flyover country, right? It's like, it's like the people on the coast don't want to come here. It's a lot of fun.
I know this from doing the TW stuff, because whenever we're in there, we're like, oh yeah, we're not going to be here long, right? And also whenever, like, because the game has like a drop down for the different regions, and when we're in like the Southwest or the tri-state, right, there's so many different towns and cities we can visit, and then we get to like the Midwest, it's like, oh, there's like 3. It's like we can go to Omaha. Like, it's like we've got Omaha, and then like there's literally, usually we have specific cities, but one of the regions of the game is just North Dakota. They didn't pick out a specific place in North Dakota. It's just you go to North Dakota somewhere in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's called the Great, at least I would call that the Great Plains region, and that is truly the middle of nowhere. Like that is like whole vast swaths of area where, you know,
it's farmland.
Basically it's farmland for very large stretches. There are towns out there, and there's the occasional small city, but for the most part. Anyway, but in where I live, in like Midwest proper, like Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, this kind of area, it is
what the TW would call the Great Lakes region.
Oh, the Great Lakes region. There we go. I see. That's more refined and regal. They're Great Lakes, and greatness is bestowed upon them. But it is like, it wouldn't be the kind of area you would think would have a lot of game stores, because it tends to have a lower population density than like the East or the West Coast. But there's 2 factors that help. One, the Midwest is the area where a lot of hobby games actually got started. Like D&D started in the Midwest of the U.S. A lot of these early tabletop companies started in this area. And so this has always just been an area where these people have coalesced. And then it also helps that it's cold here. And in the winter, you need things to do indoors. And so I've always found that in colder regions, there tends to be more game stores per capita. And if you go to like, when I've been in, this isn't always true. Like Southern California has a lot of game stores, but often like hotter regions, I just notice less. And it makes sense, because it's like, there's a certain kind of, I think that there's a certain kind of cultural, if you live in a cold place, you build up certain cultural tendencies to deal with that in certain ways. You need something, like I know that board games are really popular in Germany, and I don't think they would be popular in Germany, or as popular, if Germany was 10 degrees hotter on average, right? You know, or something like that.
I wonder also, I wonder if the low population density to some degree helps, because I wonder whether or not, like, in those high population density, they just have so much other things, you know, so much entertainment vying for their attention, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think your cold theory is interesting. I think even in the UK, I think that theory holds weight, because I've found that the best and most frequent hobby shops over the years that I've enjoyed have been in Scotland, you know? So I think, you know, I think that is, you know, that holds weight even here. I would have expected London to have so many, and it's actually really hard to find a good locals in London.
That is, yeah. So I that doesn't surprise me, because I've been to a few big cities I mean, London's not in the Sahara, but you know, it's warmer than Scotland. And I've been in some big cities in warmer places, and yeah, I'm always shocked that, like,
counterfactual is that Texas has a huge Yu-Gi-Oh community and has some of the biggest YCSs that have ever happened. Yeah.
That makes sense. And yeah, I don't know if the theory is
correlation is not.
If I was going to publish it, I would strongly argue that it's speaking about a very large and subtle trend, right? So you would have, I'm sure you have northern regions where there's no game shops, and obviously, yeah, there's going to be, but that tends to be something I've noticed. And like, for good reason, because I know people who live in warmer areas, and I'll be like, hey, do you want to play a board game? And they're like, no, we want to like go camping and go outside.
we want us to stay inside for hours on end. Although I guess in those regions you are more likely to have good air conditioning.
That's true. That's true. Well, in the U.S., every man, woman, and child has air conditioning. So it's a human right. Is it the 13th Amendment to the? It is. Honestly, if it isn't yet, it will be. That's gonna be one of the you know, as we progress through this era of climate change, there's gonna be like, we're gonna have to start cutting back, and then there's gonna be like a protest. It's like, you can't take away our air conditioning. Oh my god.
I've been getting blurrier since the stream started. I'm going to turn my camera off and on again.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's having trouble focusing on all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! And all of the games.
Yeah, it's like we want to focus on the cards back there, not you. I say the cards back there, and I just realized there are also cards there. Like I've got cards fucking everywhere, man. Not good.
Yeah, that's intense. But anyway, back in Admand's expedition.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Does Admand have Yu-Gi-Oh cards? He gets them out. I honestly, it'd be cool it would be a cool RPG, a Yu-Gi-Oh RPG where, well, just in general, actually, a Yu-Gi-Oh RPG could be kind of cool. Where
they've done a few of them and they are sick.
Wait, really? Wait,
yeah.
Konami has?
Yeah. Some of the video games are sort of like RPGs where you have you go around and get cards and stuff like that.
Well, I'm specifically thinking like. You watched the show back in the day,
yeah.
Right? Oh, and you've also seen the abridged and all that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So so remember, I can't think of his name. Remember the other guy who had one of the pieces, and it was like a circle thing, and he had white hair. And yes, thank you. And there's a point where he's like hanging out with, I think, Tristan, and they're like going through these back tunnels, and he pulls out Yu-Gi-Oh cards and just summons real monsters that kill people. I always thought that would be a cool character in a role-playing game. Someone who can do that, who's like, it's basically like consumable items. They pull out a card, and they're like, here's a dinosaur, and it just fucking kills someone. And then... but anyway, unfortunately, Admand doesn't have those. No. He has a strong hammer and a heart of gold, and he is here in the fair town of. Well, no, not in Blasingdell. He's actually in Outer Blasingdell. Was that what we would call it, Outer Blasingdell?
Sure. Yeah.
I also just realized it's like on the path to the Stone Tooth. So man, this guy's farm was always going to get raided. That was
That's an unfortunate circumstance.
That is a bad. See, like this farm, that's good placement.
It's good.
That's
he's in the middle of the forest. He knows what's up.
This one's got the hills. This guy is the barrier. Actually, like, he didn't realize that, but like he's the wall. Like,
he's the warning sign.
He's the distraction. So that you take his children, and then the people in Blasingdell can close their doors.
If they were allowed to talk about it.
If they were allowed to talk about it. It's a real flaw in their system that they murder people who talk about the orcs.
That's true.
Or at least about the stone tooth. I think last time we found out that there is some sort of massive conspiracy in Blasingdell to suppress the information about Kundrakar, and that the mayor, what I took from that conversation is we were told that the mayor one day was just like told, this is how it is now, don't talk about this, and people didn't take it seriously, and then people started going missing. My best guess, especially given that you said something slightly revealing when I was talking to the mayor. I said, like, hey man, come on, let's talk about this. Like, what's going on? You can be real with me. Like, and I remember you said, you said something like, you should roll to see if he thinks you can help. Right? The implication being like, this guy is in some sort of bad situation, and he's been in a bad situation. Obviously, that's not something my character knows that you said that. But my guess is that the mayor is that he was once contacted by this fucking count or this baron, and the baron was like, "Yo, we're just not talking about Kundrakar anymore, and if people do, I will kill them." And he was like, "All right," and that's like, that's the way of the world. I don't know any more than that. But that's my guess. I think it's the Baron, because the Baron's creepy, and I don't like him, and I think he rules Kundrakar, and I think he's a vampire, and I think he's a werewolf. Maybe just a vampire. An accomplished
man or woman. Or
an accomplished Baron. Well, it would be Baroness if it was a woman, presumably.
That's true. Maybe.
Then again, what do these people know?
Yeah.
I mean, they just leave money for this person in the middle of the woods. That part really gets me every time I think about it.
You should investigate further.
I really should. I should. Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, if I really wanted to find the Baron, that would not be a bad strategy, because if I just followed them to the drop and then set up a stakeout, eventually the Baron has to collect his money. My guess is, though, that the Baron doesn't. That like a goon does.
That then would again, make sense. But yeah, that would, you know. That's what a standard ruler would do, is would send goons.
That's what a standard ruler would do. And also, I mean, normally, you know, goons would have incentives not to betray you because they'd be in like a system of laws and orders.
Yeah.
But this place is the Wild West, and I think if this person could just take the money and leave, just run.
But maybe they don't want to get on the wrong side of the Baron.
The vampire. Who can travel as fast as a bat can. Coincidentally.
Yeah, it's so weird. Every time I leave the offerings, it's very misty.
It's very misty, and I always hear bat wings. And
well, they did talk about being attacked by bats, if you remember. That was a warning you had before you left the fort Lurk Watch.
Lurk Watch?
Yeah, you found that strange that they were like, oh yeah, bats attack you. Maybe.
So, yeah, they said swarms of bats.
That's true.
Wait. I don't remember. Can vampires turn into bat swarms? That seems like it could be a thing. Or there's swarms of vampires. That's bad.
Scary. Yeah, that's bad.
That's really bad.
That's immediate return to Mirabar territory, right?
That's quit the campaign.
Let's go home. Live a nice quiet life on the guards.
We get to the fortress and it's like I'm expecting it to be like a bunch of orcs, and it's 100% staffed by vampires.
Yeah. It's just a city of vampires you have to infiltrate.
The lowest CR for the goons is like CR7.
Yep.
And that's where it starts.
It's like it's like the vampire team in Blood Bowl, right? You've got 5 vampires, then a bunch of just goons that they eat.
Oh, yeah. A bunch of thralls, right?
Thralls, yeah. Yeah, I think the thrall is the positional name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. By the way, speaking of Blood Bowl,
have you been playing it in person?
I have 2 sets. I have yet to paint them. But
what teams are
they? They are the Elven Union.
Yes. And the my physical team was Pro Elves back when they were called Pro Elves.
Oh, Pro Elves? What are they called?
Yeah.
Are they called Elven Union now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Pro Elves, Elven Union, yeah. So they're that, and then I have a Halfling team.
Sorry. I completely blanked out when I heard the Elven Union, because I was like, I fucking love Elven Union. Halfling, okay, cool.
Halfling, yeah.
So are you gonna play? Or are you just getting them for fun?
Well, I'm getting them to play eventually. I don't, so I'm hoping to put together a game at one of the game stores at some point, or find some people that play. I'm sure there's tournaments in the area.
Are you playing with I assume you're playing with like the newest rules, because I know there was a big edition change a few years ago.
Yeah, I think so. They had a rules they have a new rule update that I'd be playing with. I think.
The reason why I'm asking is I'm wondering whether halflings still have their really strong pro tree man, the inducement tree man.
I don't think they get it for free.
No,
what you mean?
No, what you would do with halflings is you would build your team so you're X amount below the tournament standard. You know what I mean? So if it's a 1,000 team value tournament, you'd build your halfling team to be worth 700k, and then you'd have the difference you get in inducement money, right? So you'd have the 300k to buy the pro at the start of the game.
Oh, that I don't know yet. I'd have to look into that.
I guess what I'm asking is, do you have a figurine for him?
No, I don't have a tree man yet because it didn't come with the set. But I'm gonna get one because I don't think you really can successfully play them without one. So, at least I wouldn't want to try. Plus, I mean, that's half the fun is being able to throw the little fuckers. So
yes.
So yeah, I need to get that, and and then at some point I'm gonna paint them, which will be fun. But
that is cool.
So that's kind of like a softly boiling thing in the back. That's not something I'm necessarily like rushing to do, but it's when I have free time. That's gonna be something I'm gonna play around with.
That's so cool. Yeah, one of the nice things about Blood Bowl is obviously you can choose like a team color and stuff. It's nice. Painting Blood Bowl figurines is really cool. Yeah.
And then I can, name them after. One thing I always loved doing in our online tournaments was like the theming of the character names. So like naming everyone after characters in Friends, or everyone after characters in some video game or something like that. And
my dwarf, I remember my dwarf team in one of those leagues was named after the characters in Friends. That was good.
Yes,
I think it was one of them was a crazy player by the end. I think they had like strength 4, agi 4 or something on a dwarf team, which was crazy.
Yeah, it's always the best when you have like one character that's just an absolute monster.
It's the stories, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's the best part about role playing games is just the dice turning into stories, basically. That you could, it's out of your hands. It is better that way, I think, in a lot of circumstances.
I definitely agree. And I mean, I've always thought that the best thing about dice is that we could just tell like a make-believe story about a super strong, super agile dude who like wins all the time. But I think it always, like, when the dice go your way and you do get like a really special character, either in that or in a role-playing game or whatever, I think that it feels far more real than it would if you just wrote a novel about that character, right? It feels 100%. Like he really existed in some way, and that when you tell people about this person, it's like you're telling people about Hercules, or you're telling people about like a general that was lived in, like you're talking about Alexander the Great. You're like, he really existed, and he did all these crazy things, and people are like, well, it's a role-playing game. It's like, yeah, but I had to actually roll those dice. He could have died at any point, and he didn't. He really could have. And I always think that's something really special about the stories you get to tell in these kinds of games, for sure.
For sure.
Anyway, but my party, we are heading to the Stone Toot. We're heading to the Stone Toot.
Yeah, is there anything you'd like to do here at this farmhouse before you set off?
Smoke weed every day. We just start lighting up. Just
excellent.
Smoking them bones. No, that's a great question. I'm trying to think if there's anything important that we should try to accomplish while we're here. I mean, so I've gotten information. Let me pull up my notes. I've gotten information on the girls, and I've gotten pretty much, I think, all the information that the farmer has. We have plenty of rations, and we have plenty of oil. I suppose there is... Let me check to make sure. We also have... We have rope, we have spikes, we have lanterns. Let's see, and then for my personal use, I also purchased a 10-foot pole and a mirror. Both very important for a dungeon. I'm trying to think, I mean, would there be any... Does the farmer have a grappling hook we could borrow? We don't have a grappling hook, and maybe that could come in handy. I don't know why he would.
Yeah, maybe. Why don't you roll a d20? On a 15 or higher, he has one lying around.
Just flat d20, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
No.
He actually beats me.
He's actually very offended by that. What do you think? Be some kind of criminal?
What, you think I'm scaling buildings and robbing people?
I use my webs for that.
What? Oh, yes. Rescue your own daughter, Spider-Man. Oh, man, if we had Spider-Man here, he could just help us out.
For a wacky campaign, I feel like a drow who is just Spider-Man would be kind of fun.
That'd be pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I think we have most of the things I would want us to have. And I mean, Istra has thieves' tools. We'll probably need those. We have most of the information. I double check with the farmer to see if he knows anything about, if he's ever heard anything about, like, presumably there's like a front door, and maybe he saw one when he followed them there or something like that. But if he has ever heard about a secret entrance or a side passage or a back door or any other way in the place.
He says that while he's not sure about the truthfulness of this, back in his youth, there always used to be rumors about the lake that sits behind the stone tooth, that maybe there was some passageway at the bottom of that lake that led into the fortress.
Underwater.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Water has killed a lot of PCs in my games, so I would I would have a healthy respect.
I mean, it's one of those things where it becomes trivial once you have the water spells. Like
there's a running joke in my campaigns that the most recent party that I ran very early on, one of the wizards said, "Why would I ever take water breathing?" And then multiple PCs after that died to water, and then we always just joke about that still none of them have ever taken water breathing.
Why would I ever take water breathing? Silly, dumb. A ridiculous statement. It would be an incredible superpower if you had it in real life, to be able to breathe underwater.
True.
Imagine the gold you could rescue from deep sea wrecks.
Yeah. The seamen, the responsible for the Bronze Age collapse. You
exactly.
Could go and prove their existence.
God damn it, buddy! They're not men that live under the sea. They're not like mer people.
Oh,
I'm fairly certain they're just British people, actually. There's lots of theories. I've heard
they're
theories
probably Viking.
I've heard theories that they're proto-Vikings. They definitely acted like Vikings. They would come up on ships, raid the coastline, leave. I love for the longest time you thought I was talking about more people.
I feel like you played into the misconception.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Yeah. Anyway, but and I think one day I had you actually look it up, and you're like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah,
it's like a thing. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna go find the mer people on the bottom of the ocean, and stop them before they cause the next. What's our current age? The digital age collapse? The atomic age collapse? I don't know.
The age of humans?
Yeah, I mean, presumably we've been in that for a long time, though. So we are going to, I think, head to the Stone Tooth. I can't think of anything else we need in town. We have knowledge of an underwater passage. We do not have water breathing. If we did, it'd be super clutch. This is not a case, though, of me being incompetent. I believe water breathing's a 3rd level spell, and we do not have someone who can cast 3rd level spells, so it's not like I could have taken it anyway. We just have stinky old Dorian.
Water breathing is a 3rd level spell.
Yeah. By the way, question. So, like, Dorian leveled up, right? Does he... So I know that he's getting spell slots at a slower rate than a regular wizard would. Is he getting spells at any kind of rate? Because I actually have never added any spells to his spell book, but normal wizards, they add what, like 2 a level? Should I be adding spells to his spell book?
I think we talked about this when he leveled up, and I believe I checked to see if he got a new spell. So I think we're good, but he does get new spells. I can confirm he gets new spells.
Okay. So Dorian's chill.
I think he got a new cantrip this level, just FYI.
You're right. He did. He did get a new cantrip.
Yeah.
The boy got a new cantrip. Okay, so we are.
It turned out to be one of the only cantrips that wasn't very useful last session.
Well, and at some point he did get a third first level spell slot, because I believe he started with 2. Maybe I'm inventing that, but I think he started with 2, and now
I think
he has
you're right.
3.
Yeah.
But okay, we're gonna head out on the road then.
Great. Excellent.
On the road again.
Just can't wait. Okay, so you travel north. You pass through some brooding pine forests and the deep vales.
Brooding? What, you think you're better than me? I look at the forest.
It blows, the wind blows through the trees with a dismissive howl.
Oh, sorry, one last random thing. I thought of this earlier. Have you ever tried to say Las Vegas and you accidentally say New Vegas?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
I do that constantly, and most of the time when I do it, someone looks at me like I was dropped as a baby. And then the other day I did it, and this guy was like, he gave me that kind of look, because clearly he knows the game. Anyway, but all right. So we're going through the brooding forest.
If you got people that want to play Magic with you, by the way, you should buy the New Vegas Commander deck, and then just, that's a good way to get into it.
There's a New Vegas Commander deck?
I might just be a Fallout one, but I know Mr. House is in it. So, yeah.
I'm going to look into that just for the collectibles. That sounds fun.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, man, that's really cool. Yeah. All right. From where you stand, so you're traveling for a little bit, you're getting closer, you're pretty close to where you think the stone tooth is, and from where you're standing you can catch sight of a tall, steep hill that rises to a prominent bare knob of rock, the stone tooth, which, as a reminder, what it looks like. Boom. There it is.
There's that too.
A thin spire of smoke rises from some unseen point high on the hill's slopes, and you can make out a steep, narrow road or track that runs back and forth across the face of the mountainside. Of course, a lot of this is really difficult to see in the darkness, but I think the sort of consistency of smoke you can sort of see out there, even though it is dark.
That's great, because the first time you showed me this art, I was like, you were like, you see this, and I was like, oh, you can see the path in the smoke. You're like, no, but this time I can see the path in the smoke.
Yeah, you can see the path for sure, or at least you can see where it starts, and can roughly see where it goes. And I think you can. Maybe you can't see the smoke, but you can tell there's something that looks like smoke out there, because I think the darkness will look a little different with the smoke there. There's some sort of like effect that it'll have, I think.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and I imagine, maybe I'm just imagining this, but okay, so like, right, if some light gets in, this is some science talk, if some light gets in from the borders, in theory, the higher up you are, the more of that residual light you'd get, because less of it would be blocked by the horizon. So it actually might be that the top of the stone tooth...
now you're assuming the world is round.
Is the world not round? And
nobody
is it
knows.
not?
Who said? Nobody. I mean, you'd have to ask some
scientists. Well, is there a fucking horizon?
Well,
can I see things really far away?
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. Well, assuming the world is round, assuming the world is round, in theory, I'm not actually. Wait, I'm trying to. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. No, wow, that's really derailed my train of thought. It's like I've forgotten how science works. Wait, what's happening? Anyway,
don't worry, it's all magic. Yeah, it's all
magic. It's all magic.
Cool. All right, yeah. So you're here. There's a little trail heading towards the mountain.
There's some flat earthers watching that are like,
yeah, finally, they're taking us seriously.
Yes, we are going to head up the trail to the mountain.
Excellent. All right. Is there anything you'd like to tell me about how you approach, or anything in particular you want to do, or are you just going to head up?
I think we are going to Fuck, that's a great question. Because the question is, well, the question is, is the path lead just to the front door, or does it lead to the whole fortress, and then we take it, and then we get there, and we can like scout around? I think for now we are just going to take the path directly up, and hope that it doesn't get us into a rough situation too quickly. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay, so immediately the path starts to plunge into like a small valley, and then after a few minutes of walking, it starts to rise again and sort of snake up. You're clearly climbing a mountain here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dope.
Proceed. Okay.
Proceed.
Cool. The path climbs up one last switchback towards a bare shoulder of rock. The hillside rises steeply on your right and drops away precipitously on your left. Debris and rubbish lie scattered over the last 100 yards or so. Discarded water skins, bits of charred bone, and splintered casks or kegs. Up ahead, the path opens onto a wide ledge, and then doubles back sharply into the mountainside. I want you to roll me a stealth check.
For everyone?
Yeah. Oh, and we should probably establish who's here, which I think is everyone except for the animals and Faldor, right? Billy agreed to come into the dungeon with you, but not put himself in danger, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, but wait, I'm not sure if we might still, well, okay. We might still have brought Faldor to the entrance of the dungeon, because the whole point of bringing part of the point of bringing the animals was to be able to pack them with loot.
Yep. I don't think I think he would. The point where he would say maybe I should stay here is when you started climbing the mountain, right?
Okay, so he did come with us.
Oh,
he just didn't. He's not going up to the gate. Yes, and I think Billy's going to come with us, but I would tell Billy to stay safe.
Cool.
Stay safe, boy. All right.
Dorian. Cool. And then it's still dark, so who's holding what lights?
That is a great question. I think in this case, Admand wants to be ready to go full-blown dick first. So I think, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have Istria holding the spot lamp, the spotlight, the hooded, bullseye.
Bullseye.
That's what it's called. And I'm gonna have Billy hold the other one.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I thought you were gonna do with at least one of them.
Just have Billy hold both. He's like,
oh, he's dual wielding them.
Dual wielding.
Amazing. I'm gonna say you have disadvantage on this stealth check, by the way, because that's a little late.
That is a lot of light. Oh shit! Well, would we not have disadvantage if we turned one of them out?
If it was the bullseye lantern, I will take away the disadvantage. I feel like, yeah.
Okay, I think that's fair, and I think we would maybe. I think that would maybe occur to us because I mean, I'm
you
not
can see
there
how much light there is for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not there in the darkness, and I think that would probably be very visible. So we'll turn out the bullseye lantern.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Admand will still have disadvantage because of his loud
armor.
clinking armor.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'll start with the bad one then. Oh, actually, interesting. Because I just remembered how advantage disadvantage works. I have inspiration. I could use it to counteract. Maybe actually then I won't start with Admand. I'll start with the others and then see. Because if we all have really good rolls, and it's just Admand holding us back. Okay, so let's have Dorian roll. Dorian! Dorian.
He never misses.
Oh God.
The jinx is in.
Now, question: could I wait to see everyone's rolls before committing to use inspiration, or would I have to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little cheesy, but I don't see anything wrong with it. Sure.
All right, cool. Well, because I mean, yeah, I only have one, unfortunately, so I have to. Okay. Okay. Let me roll stealth for Istria. Hey, Istria. Fuck. Good job. Billiam. Billy. Good job, bud.
Hey.
Kratz. Perfect. Not terrible. Okay.
So I mean, that's 2 and 2.
Here we go.
Possibly.
Oh wait, and is this? That's a good question. Is this a group thing?
Yeah.
Where it's we want majority successes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
roll that odd.
When I say 2 and 2, I mean 2 good and 2 bad, not necessarily 2 success and 2 fail.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Fuck.
Did you say you used your inspiration? I can't remember.
No, I didn't. So I just rolled the 16 and the 4. So the 4's rough. I'm gonna use inspiration on Dorian because I am nervous about that. So I'm gonna have Dorian roll.
Sorry, maybe I misheard you check. You do have to declare the inspiration before you roll the one you want the inspiration on.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. Never mind. I forgot how inspiration works.
Okay, cool. Well, some people do. Some people allow rerolls, but that's not how it works raw. Yeah.
No, yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So your question was, could you see the other rolls before you declared it on Admand, right? That was your question earlier.
Well, and then it became, could I see the other rolls before I declare it on Dorian? Because Dorian rolled poorly, and I think he could have rolled better. Oh well. Okay, that is that. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So. Oh, okay. That is actually still 3 successes out of 5. So, well done. You see, so I'll say again, so up ahead, you're on the path, it opens up into a wide ledge and then doubles back very sharply into the mountainside. There are 2 bestial humanoids in hide armor standing watch on the ledge. They're inattentive. They're bored. And I think we can move you on to an exploration map.
Oh shit, get ready, bruh. Everyone get your dicks on, people.
Okay, cool. Can you see?
Oh, I can.
You can, you said?
I can, yeah, so I see 2 orcs.
Yep.
And that's what you described, correct?
Correct. They look inattentive. They look bored. They're having a conversation. They're a little too far away for you to hear without at least attempting a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Kratz try to attempt a perception check because he speaks Orcish.
Yeah, absolutely.
I almost clicked Orcish. Roll Orcish. Oh, Kratz.
He is.
Kratz is back, baby.
Yeah, he's on game on his game right now. He's locked in, baby.
Locked in.
Okay. Let me just make sure I got all my notes for this session. I've got some on digital, but I've also got some I want from here. All right. Let me see. All right. So Kratz tries to listen in on their conversation and is successful in doing so. They are just chatting about the comings and goings here at the mountain. And he picks up on a couple of things. One, they seem to be grumbling about somebody called Ulf. They seem to be annoyed. And the source of their annoyance is that every time they go and see Ulf, they come away with these horrible headaches. And they're hoping that they don't see Ulf again soon because of that. And that's about it. Otherwise, they're just talking about what they're having for dinner. Things like that.
Every time they see Ulf, they have a horrible headache.
They say every time they go to see Ulf, yeah.
Was the I mean, maybe from either the specific language used or the intonation, would he be able to understand if they mean figuratively it's a headache to have to deal with them, or literally like seeing this person induces a headache in some sort of maybe magical or nefarious way?
It's a good question. I think, okay, so he knows that, so he can figure out that they're saying they have a literal physical headache, but he's not sure whether that's induced or whether it's just from having to deal with Ulf.
He's annoying and they get a headache, or it's like he radiates hatred and they just complain about Ulf. And the idea is they have to go to him with problems, so they need to go to him for solutions or things like that.
They say that they hope they don't have to go see him for anything soon. I think also maybe one other thing that you probably pick up from general conversation is that they're happy the winter is over, and they're hoping that they can go and raid some of those farmsteads a lot more often now. They've been running low on supplies. I think that's it for now.
Interesting. They're running low on supplies, so we just need to besiege the fortress and starve them out.
That could work.
We could do that.
Yeah.
we have enough people for that.
Like a Dorian. I sort of randomly put these people on the map, but Dorian has nicely like secluded himself in a little crevice there.
He's just freaked out. I mean, imagine how terrifying this would be. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I mean, that is a sheer drop to your left, by the way. It's hundreds of feet.
Sheer drop to your left, and up ahead, like orcs that presumably once they see us will attack us.
And maybe try and push you.
They maybe. Oh god! Oh no! That would be bad. Oh my god! Dorian has Featherfall.
Oh, nice!
And it's prepared.
Nice.
Dorian fears nothing.
What is it? A reaction, right? Featherfall or
a reaction?
No? Nice.
I believe. Let me check.
I seem to remember it being.
Fuck! I accidentally cast it.
Yeah.
You cast it.
Give yourself the spell slot back. Remember, you can click the little.
The little. Here we
speech
go.
bubble. One reaction when you or a creature within 60 feet of you falls. Nice. Oddly vague language for 5e. I mean, it's not hard to interpret, but falling. Do you maybe if you trip and fall over, does it count? I mean, I'm sure it mostly is just reaction.
Well,
whenever
you probably wouldn't use it then,
No.
right? I guess you could just choose not to.
Indeed.
I would think. Yeah, it is quite.
It's very vague, but I think it basically translates to if you have your reaction, you can pretty much use it as long as the creature was within 60 feet of you.
Yeah. Takes no falling damage. It lasts a minute. Slows to 60 feet per round. The only scary thing about Featherfall is that the descent is actually so slow that you could, in theory,
not land before it finishes. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, like if you fall down. Sorry, I just got a message. If you fall down a great height, you could, in theory, just never like if you fell down a bottomless pit and you activate it too soon, then you could run out of the spell. So it might actually behoove you to look down and time it like a parachute.
Oh, well, what's interesting, I feel like about the wording of that cast time is that you wouldn't get that option. If you have to cast it when you start falling, in theory.
Nah. I don't know.
I don't know about that either. Yeah.
But I mean, well, if that is the case, then it's a less useful spell because a lot of the times when you fall from really scary heights,
it would have to be 600 or more feet. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that I mean, in the average dungeon, probably 500 feet is like pretty fucking a deep fall. But I'm thinking of cases like this where you fall off a mountain and we're probably 5,000 feet above sea level right now. I don't know.
You're not well above sea level. I don't know, above the floor. This isn't the tallest mountain in the world. You're maybe about 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
Yeah, if you fell, it was maybe about 800 to 1,000 feet. That's a rough.
I guess estimate. I don't really know how tall mountains are.
They are thousands of. They can. Yeah. Some they can get up to thousands of feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this one's not. This one's not. Cool. Okay. I am thinking then, man, what do we want to do here? Man, a lot of options. Lot of options, folks. And I wonder if they ever change out the guards, if there's ever a point when they're not here. What can I see any sort of obviously I can't on the map, but I'm not sure if it's the kind of thing that would be on the map. Can I see any kind of signal system that they have, like a bell they ring, or anything they can use to make noise?
Yeah. Kratz sees. Can you see my arrow?
Yep.
This orc has a horn on his belt.
Bro. Could Kratz, like, shoot the fucking horn? Like, shatter it with an arrow? That'd be fucking dope.
I think because... So this is one of those things. I think because that falls within the realm of a Battlemaster maneuver, I'm probably not going to allow it for just anybody. Damn. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it is cool.
It is cool, but I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Is there a Battlemaster maneuver that lets you like shoot objects?
I'd allow somebody with disarming attack to do that, even if it wasn't necessarily in their hand, I think.
Okay. So Kratz can't do that, but he could, in theory, kill that orc first, or we could try to kill the orc with the horn first, and hope that there's no orcs really nearby. I will say that the advantage we have here that we didn't as much have in the cave situation is that mountains are big. And also, stone muffles stuff really fucking well. So unless there are people like right inside that little entrance, because I see like an alcove here, and then they're standing in front of an entrance. Is that correct?
No, they're not standing in front of an entrance. There is this ledge, and then the ledge sort of curves back steeply into the mountain, and it goes up still. So yeah, it goes back. It goes around and then up a little bit more.
Oh, I see. So we might not even be at the entrance yet. This might just be a point where guards are. Okay. I think then we are gonna try to get surprise off and attack them.
Okay. Yeah. I think if you want to roll into initiative here, you'll have the first round with them being surprised.
But before we do that, I would have Billy and Dorian swap.
Sure, as long as it's not the front two members. Yeah, I don't think I'll allow the front two members of the party to move, but I'll allow those two to move.
Yep. Okay. And then...
Actually, no, because Billy has light. So I'll let Dorian move to wherever you want Dorian to be, but if Billy moves, then I'd require another stealth check for him. Because he's got light.
Well, in that case, we'll just keep it there. Okay. That is going to be then... Should we roll initiative?
Yep, go for it.
Okay.
Is this song playing for you?
Yeah, I hear it.
Oh, there we go.
Dun.
Yeah. It wasn't playing for me, but it started now. Okay.
Okay. I am. Yeah, Kratz is up first. That actually works really well because that means
missing Dorian, I think.
Oh, Dorian.
Kratz is up first.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. One last thing is that when Kratz was listening into the conversation, he would have been able to hear their names because they would have called them each other by name. So one of them is called Wark, and the other one's called Thark.
Wark and Thark.
Yep.
Whenever I name monsters, my players always groan because in the Pathfinder game I run, we draw crit cards for named monsters, so the crits are more effective. And so whenever I'm like, you hear him call to the leader and say, Blargar, and they're all like, no,
we attack before he can say the name.
Okay, so
I like the main villain is monologuing and he starts naming all of his minions. He's like, "You'll never get past Jimmy and Billy and
Philmuck and Roglong," and they're like, "No, stop!
Let him monologue."
And someone's like, "What? Cut out his tongue before he continues." Okay. Okay, so Kratz is going to aim and fire an arrow at the one that has the horn.
Cool.
Okay, and he's a beast. I'll kill him like a beast. No.
No.
Okay, just no. Stop. Stop it. Okay, here we go. Firing the long. Oh, actually, and advantage from being hidden? Is that how that works on the first attack?
Yeah. They're not looking at you. You're hidden.
Right.
25 hits.
Yeah.
Ooh, brutal. Pierces his back. He turns, shocked and surprised. Eyes wide.
Okay. And I could re-roll the damage die, but a 6 on 8 is quite good, so I'm not going to do that. And that is going to be the end of Kratz's turn.
Okay, this orc is surprised. This orc is also surprised. It's Istria's turn.
Whoa. They have like the... Okay, Istria is going to... let's see how far we are. Oh, we're kind of... Yeah, we're at quite a kind of a range from these folks. From these fellas. I think that Istria is going to move up. We'll move up 20 feet for now. And let's see. Perfect. She is in range to take a crossbow bolt shot at the main dude. By main dude, I mean the horn dude. Here we go. And crossbow. Would she also get the advantage, or has that been basically, is that over now?
She would still be hidden.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That hits.
6 piercing.
That's perfect. That is exactly enough damage to slay the orc. He is dead.
And his horn falls off the mountain, never to be blown again.
No, it's still on his belt.
Damn it. All right. Well, in that case, Istria is going to I think move, well, I think she's going to stay where she is. I don't really want to move back, and I don't really want to move forward, and I don't really want to get closer to the cliff. So I am just getting, mainly because I can't see what's around here, and I'm paranoid that there's like people right around that corner waiting to murder me. That is the end of. Bonus action. Well, no, there's not really. That's the end of her turn. That's gonna be her turn.
Admand.
Admand.
Admandu.
Admand is gonna move up 25 feet.
Clump, 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 clump.
And he is going to shield equipped.
I think a good way of doing this is the people who failed the stealth check won't get advantage. So that's you
good.
and Dorian. Yeah,
that's totally fine. So yeah. Admand has a shield. Is it fine to say he equipped his shield once we started climbing the mountain?
Maybe not climbing the mountain, but certainly you would have had time to equip it before this combat started.
Yeah, I mean at some point, I hopefully would have had him do that. And then I'm gonna have him pull out a hand axe and throw it at this guy. Here we go. Actually, wait. I just realized the distance here might still be an issue. No, 20 feet!
Yeah, I think it should be fine.
Shit, that's perfect.
Excellent. 18 hits. Oh, a brutal blow with the hand axe. Blood spurts from his mouth.
Admand looks pleased. That's the end of his turn.
All right, Billy.
No, he doesn't scream. I will have him move up a little bit just to kind of... Can he sit here? That's kind of a weird spot, but...
Looks fine to me. Most of the square is fine, so I think that's good.
Okay, cool. He's going to just move up a little bit. That is his turn.
Dorian.
Dorian
Hitman.
Dorian Hitman. Dorian is going to cast Mind Sliver on the orc. Can you even survive? I need the orc to make... I think it's an intelligence save?
I believe so. DC 14 on Dorian. Is that right? That would mean he would have int of +4. Is that right?
That is correct. You gave him int of +4.
Wow. Dorian's a very smart man.
Very smart.
That shouldn't have advantage. So that's a 5 which means it's a fail. And this orc is killed by the Mind Slither. He screams out and then falls to his knees. And he is dead.
Silence! Alright, he's dead.
He's dead. That's interesting. Why was it at advantage? I've got the toggle on. Let me, I'm just going to try and see if this... Huh.
Well, it seems not to be advantage. It's because neither of them is, like, dulled out. It's just the roll twice option.
You are right. Although, again, I have the toggle enabled.
Weird.
Never roll advantage. Let's see if that does it. That is so strange. Okay, well, whatever.
This orc don't play by your rules.
No, apparently he doesn't.
He's dead though.
He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead. Admand, are we still in initiative?
No, we can.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
might be easier to stay in initiative actually. Yeah, we're gonna stay in initiative.
Okay. Dorian is going to move up. Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh jeez. Move back. Okay. That got a little fucky. Dorian is gonna move up and is going to immediately well, I think I'm just gonna have him move there. And that's his turn.
Cool.
Kratz is also gonna move up. I think I'd have him move there just to see if he sees anything down that passageway, and I don't think he does.
He does, actually.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
Just something that he notices because his perception check was really high earlier. I think he's really locked in. Did you see my arrow still?
Yep.
Here, about 15 feet above. So this is a sheer cliff face, but about 15 feet above the floor, he notices what appears to be like a really neat arrow slit in the wall.
Oh, shit. Like a place where someone behind could shoot arrows out of.
Yeah.
That is really good to know.
He also does see some steps, which were, they're rough hewn, but they're clearly humanoid made.
I think he kind of like quietly signals for Istria to like move closer to him, because I think he's concerned that both Istria and Admand might, if someone's looking out of the arrow slit, maybe could be seen through it. So he's just like, get over here. And that's his turn.
Cool.
Istria listens to him, comes over.
Yep.
I think Istria has so much movement that she can begin looting these orcs just to see if they have anything interesting on them.
Sure. Yeah. Oops. I'm just gonna have a look here. They have between them 11 silver. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Élevons des silver. Okay. Oh, I see. I fucked up something on my spreadsheet, and it was glitching, and I was wondering why, and now I know why.
You got it?
Yeah, I think I figured it out. Okay, cool. So 11 silver. And then what kinds of weapons do they have?
They have battle axes, the pair of them, and some javelins.
And some javelins.
Javelins.
Javelin. Very good. Okay. And I think that for the most part, we're not too interested in that. Okay. And then no notes. No. I don't find a piece of information that, I don't find the map that shows the secret entrance to the base.
No.
I'd be real fucking clutch if there was. That's Istria's turn.
Cool.
Admand is going to go over, and he takes the horn and he just throws it off the mountain. Like, he specifically discards it so that it's not an issue.
Yep. Cool. It's gone.
Makes an enormous amount of it. Somehow,
would Dorian like
wind,
to cast Featherfall on it?
I'm just imagining, like, as it falls, it catches the wind in such a way and it fucking blows the horn. It's like, no!
It's actually a magical horn of orc summoning. It revives the 2 orcs you just killed.
They're now orc zombies. Okay, Dorian. Yeah, so that's Admand's turn. I think Billy is going to come up. And Dorian is, I think, just going to hang for a second. I'm going to come to Kratz's turn, and Kratz basically is going to whisper to everyone guess I could have had him do that out of turn, but specifically I want him to be able to like move around and make sure everyone hears him. So like move around everyone if he has to, because he says it very quietly, but he whispers and says that that they're basically about the arrow slits. That there's one here, you said?
Sorry, ping again? Yes. Yep.
Did you also say there's one on the other side?
No.
Cool. And
that's
how high off?
That's dropping down to the other, if you know what I mean. Like this bit is at higher elevation to the other side. So like, I've loaded in as a player. That's not useful, so I can't actually no, I could as a player still show you, couldn't I? Yeah. So this is like a higher elevation than the path you've just come up. It's like snaking around, and every step of the way it's getting higher elevation. Go up.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Is this arrow slit that's here, how high off the ground is it?
15 feet.
Okay, interesting. Okay. So actually, that's high enough up that presumably, as long as we're close to the wall, there's no way that someone could see us easily. They'd have to like push themselves right up into the slit and stare directly down, and that seems unlikely. Okay. So I think we will begin having ourselves. I just realized I was acting out of turn.
That's okay.
Correct.
That's right.
Istria.
We'll go from Kratz then. So yeah, it's Istria next.
Okay. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna have Istria stay because I want someone with dark vision to be the leader. I'm gonna have Admand start moving up. And actually, I'm going to have him use his action to move further.
Cool, yeah. You're going to run in your heavy plate armor.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I don't run. Okay. Maybe I don't run.
Okay. Cool.
You did just maybe realize that that's what that would mean, and I don't think I'm going to have him run.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Cool.
Billy's turn then.
Billy is going to stay.
I think everyone can kind of see a little light down there to the south. A very, very small amount of light coming off of coming out from a so here you can sort of see it goes into the mountain, and there's a little bit of light you can see in that little region.
Okay, I think then that that's good to know. I'm gonna have Billy. Billy is just gonna stay with the orc corpses for now. Hang out with them. And then it's Dorian's turn. I'm gonna have Dorian move here, and that's his turn.
Cool. That was Dorian's turn, you said, right? So it's Kratz next.
Kratz move there.
Cool.
I'm gonna have Istria move there. I'm gonna have Admand
sprint full pelt up the stairs. Cool.
Billiam, I will have move up ever so slightly into this alcove. That's Dorian's. Oh shit. I see a lot now.
Yeah. So you can see this massive sort of metal door with intricately carved patterns. It's a double door, but it's open. And you can see the fire of a brazier on the other side burning.
It just occurred to me, I have Dorian tell Billy actually to start kicking those bodies down the mountain. Because why would we want to leave bodies?
Billy seems hesitant to do that.
Dorian's like, Billy, when will your weakness leave you? Fine. I'll do it, Dorian says.
Okay.
I was like you once, not a couple weeks ago. then I killed so many people. Okay. Kratz. Oh, you just let me do it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. You had some time. That's fine. You're not in the pressured situation right now, I don't think. But it's Dorian that does it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
Cool. Yeah, we did Kratz's turn, right? So it's Istria now.
And I'd even have Dorian. Like, did they have any cloth on them? Like, I mean, I guess they probably wore clothing.
Yeah.
He might rip off some of that clothing and just use it to sop up as much blood on the ground as possible. We're not talking like, I mean, he's not a crime scene cleaner.
Yeah,
I'm sure if someone spent a lot of time, they'd be able. He's not spent on it, but just enough so when passes by and doesn't really pay much attention, they won't notice.
I'm gonna move our call location because we've got a lot of lag today, and I'm wondering whether moving to US East might help. Cool, we're back. One thing we found this week was in our raids, we moved to the Russian servers, and we found that was really good because for a little period this week, Russia was banned from Discord, so those servers were really under stressed. So we found that those were actually really good to use this week. But I think Russia's back on Discord now.
So you could use Russian servers without even
any
though
Russians.
They're banned.
Yeah. It was funny because on Tuesday we have a Russian in one of our raid groups, and we were raiding with them, but they couldn't come on Discord.
Aww.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Istria is going to... So there's light. There's like straight up light.
Yeah, I mean, Kratz, I think, can see... Maybe he shouldn't be able to, but I mean, he can in the game, so why not? He can see a brazier.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he wouldn't be able to because the door
would be in the way, yeah, but whatever. But
maybe a lot of light is coming through the crack and like... something like that.
Absolutely.
Okay. I actually think I'm gonna then have. So that was 20 feet. I'm gonna have Istria start to move up because she's the best sneaker. I'm gonna have her move up a little closer, see if she sees anything.
She sees a bridge by the looks of things.
Yeah,
she does.
The bridge.
Yeah,
and
it's a very rickety rope bridge. Let me see if I can get a little bit more of a description for you. Did I close this down? What the hell? I'm so dumb. Oh no, I know what happened. I refreshed my Roll20, so that automatically closed it down. That's a little less dumb. There's a narrow ledge that overlooks a deep, dark crevice, cutting the room in two. There's a dangerous-looking rope bridge, frayed and thin, that spans the gap.
That spans the gap.
Is that the end of Istria's turn?
Does she hear anything? If she listens very carefully, does she hear anyone talking?
Does she have her action?
Sure.
Yeah, perception check then.
Okay, cool. Oh, we are locked the fuck in.
Incredible. Yeah, so first thing she hears is water gurgling and rushing somewhere far below, coming from the chasm. But even through that, because
Dorian's like, I could feather fall down that chasm, no problem.
Because she's so locked in, even through the sound of fire and water, and even through the muffling of stone, she just hears the faintest whisper of a conversation coming from the other side of the bridge.
Okay. Cool. She kind of does like a, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we should have prepared hand signals. She points to her ear. She points down the bridge. And that's her turn.
Admand.
Admand's like, I don't care if your ears hurt, Istria. We've got serious problems.
I feel like if anyone understands Istria's hand signals, it probably would be Admand.
It probably would be. Yeah, Admand's like, oh, okay. People are talking. Okay, that's Admand's turn.
Can I get a perception check from Admand?
Yeah, he still has his action, so.
Cool. At advantage, actually.
Advantage?
Advantage.
My dwarven ears can hear everything.
There is an unusual nature to the rock here and here. Like, it's smooth all the way up until a point, and then it's a little rocky and rough in these two locations.
Smooth up until a point, then it's rocky and rough.
Yeah. Actually, no, it probably makes more sense to be the other way around. So it's rocky and rough up into a point, and then it's unusually smooth in these 2 points.
Here. And here?
Correct.
When you say...
Oh, wait, sorry. Never mind. I'm mistaken on that one. I'm in the wrong place. You can just see some arrow slits there.
Oh, okay.
Apologies. Yeah. Wrong location for that one, I'm afraid.
Okay. So arrow slits, like here and here around there?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, Admand, like, whispers very quietly in Istri's ear and points to the arrow slits and is like, we should, and how high are the arrow slits off the ground?
15 feet.
Still quite high then. Okay.
Yeah. They're sort of overlooking this almost like entrance hallway, basically, into the mountainside.
Yeah. Okay. We will just be wary of them, I guess. It is Admand's. That's Admand's turn.
Cool. Billy's still horrified by Dorian kicking a bunch of corpses down the mountain.
Yep. Billy knows that the arrow slit is like right above him. So actually, sorry, he won't stop there. He's gonna like go here and he's gonna duck really low down.
Okay. Dorian.
That's Dorian's turn.
Cool. Kratz. God, the lighting is so weird in that entrance hallway, huh?
Kratz is kind of intrigued if this is anything, so he kind of heads over here to see if this like little alcove is anything.
Would you like to make a perception check or an investigation check?
Yeah.
One is just looking. The other one would be like touching the walls and things like that.
Licking them.
Licking them. Yeah. Smelling them.
I think he'll do perception since he is not actually. I think investigation's intelligence, and Kratz has a -1 to intelligence, so that wouldn't be good.
Oh. He doesn't do so well at school. It's an alcove. It's rocky. It's very strange that it's here. Maybe it looks natural. But, you know, so much of the rest of this room has been pretty nicely shaped. It's clear that it's weird that this has just been left here. But can't find anything of note.
Yeah, I mean, my assumption out of character, maybe because I have like this top-down view, is a little easier to see than it would be in character. So I'm not sure if Kratz would figure this out, but my guess is that they put a wall here that wasn't here originally. That this is artificial here. I mean, a lot of this is artificial, obviously, but like that specifically, this is maybe a later edition, whatever this is. And maybe that's the kind of thing Admand might figure out if he goes over there, since Admand is a little more familiar with Dwarven construction, maybe, than the rest of the group.
For sure.
I don't think that's a thing in this edition, but in like some editions of the game, dwarves like literally just come with natural knowledge about dwarven like construction and buildings and things. I don't know.
There is a feature. It's like stone cutting or something it's called, where you have advantage on like its history checks, I think, about stone work.
Wait, did I add that to my character? Let's see. Dwarven? What the fuck? I didn't. Wait, is that a thing? I should add that.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me just double check. But I think so.
to be fair, I built my dwarf based on your
the mirror bar one.
The mirror bar one. Maybe you didn't give them.
Maybe I didn't add. Yeah, maybe I didn't. But I'm happy to if I'm right about it existing in 5th edition. It's stone cunning. But it's not in the compendium anywhere. But yeah, if you want to just copy and paste it from the dwarf thing, whenever you make a history intelligence check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient in the history skill, and you add double your proficiency bonus to the check. So you have expertise in history. We've been making checks about stonework, origin of stonework. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's huge. Let me add that. Yeah.
I got copyright. I got a copyright notification on last week's session, by the way, because of the Lathander theme that I spent all that time going and getting.
The Lathander theme?
Yeah.
No.
It's fine. Literally, it said the author of this. It allows it to be used on YouTube. There's literally no. It was one of those copyright claims where it's like, we know you're using our music, but we're literally taking zero action. Like, it's not even blocked in Germany. It's not even restricted on ads. It's literally
they're just like they're like, I see you.
I see you. Yeah.
Watch out. But also, you can keep doing what you're doing. Okay.
It's I can't remember his name, but it's the composer of all of the Game of Thrones stuff, and he also did the Fallout TV show soundtrack, and he's great. I love that music.
Yeah, I'll have to look him up. I definitely I like a good composer because often, like, knowing who a composer is good because often their soundtracks between various projects share a kind of feel, and you can often use them without it feeling jarring to switch between. Justin Bell's like that, right? He's done a lot of fantasy music, and if you use fantasy music from one of his games, it often sounds similar to. I think Justin Bell is the one who did the what is it called? Pillars of Eternity music.
Okay, cool.
And he also did the Outer Worlds music.
Oh, interesting.
And if you ever listen to them both, they actually do have a kind of thematic resonance in a weird way, even though one of them's sci-fi and the other's fantasy.
Outer Worlds had a really good soundtrack. I really liked the Outer Worlds soundtrack.
Really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
And very like honestly, like, I couldn't think in hindsight of a better soundtrack for the old Star Wars game we used to do. This kind of like Wild West sci-fi vibe that soundtrack had.
Well, I tell you what was really good for that, in my opinion, was I think it's Bastion. That soundtrack really
nailed. You used that a lot. That was really good.
Yeah,
that was really good. Okay, so Kratz is going to... That's the end of his turn.
Sick. Istria.
Sick, bro. Istria is going to move...
Tubular.
I think Istria is going to move up here.
All right. Cool.
Oh, wait. Are these...
You accident. What's up?
It's so weird. It's like she's locking onto the grid here, but if I move her here, she like leaves lock on.
Interesting. Maybe because it's like she's sort of in the middle of a wall or something.
I guess. Is that legal? Can I have her there?
That is fine. She can be up against the wall.
I just basically want her to be up against the wall, yeah.
That is completely fine.
Okay. I'm going to have Admand move over to this alcove that Kratz identified and be like, move out of the way, fool. And he pushes him onto the ground. No, I'm just kidding. And he... I would have him look into it if I could have him make the history stone cutting type deal.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna.
Are you proficient in history?
No.
Okay. Well, why don't you just click history and we'll just mentally add a +4.
Cool. That's what it would be. It would be a +4, right?
Right. Your proficiency bonus is still +2. You're level 4.
Yeah. And then you double it.
So
it's a basically a +5.
+4.
Well, my history
I see what you
is
mean.
+1 is
Yeah,
what I meant.
yeah. +4 to this 7 though. So 11.
11.
Yeah, no, I think even with an 11, you can tell, because it's quite simple work, that this is clearly. I think you can't tell exactly the origin of the style of it, but it is clearly an artificial. Like this back part, like you summarized, is natural, and then this part's artificial. This straight wall here. I think with an 11, even though you can't tell the origin, I think you can maybe tell why it's here. Clearly, there is something behind this that they wanted this shape for. And I mean, you've seen an arrow slit, so that's probably what it is.
Yeah. But I do not see in this. It seemed like earlier you were describing the beginnings of what might have been a secret door, but I don't think he sees anything that could be a secret door here.
No, if it is a secret door, it's very well hidden.
Kinda. Okay. That's his turn.
Cool. It's Billy's turn.
Billiam moves up.
Dorian.
And move there.
Excellent. Kratz.
Have him move there.
Okie dokie. Istria. I guess actually, I'm just gonna see if, because Kratz is right at the edge now, so I feel like I'm gonna just give you the full description of the room. So there's a great door that opens into a large hall. A narrow ledge overlooks a deep, dark crevice that cuts the room in two. A dangerous-looking rope bridge, frayed and thin, spans the gap. Water gurgles and rushes somewhere far below. There are two copper braziers burning brightly on either side of the room, illuminating the western half, and then there is another ledge barely visible on the other side of the chasm.
Other ledge barely visible. Okay. Good to know. Is Kratz close enough to make out any voices? You said earlier that back like here, Istria maybe heard a slight faint something. Can Kratz hear any voices? And if so, could he understand them?
Does he have his action left?
Yes, he does.
You can make a perception check then. No. So he's got these very, very large braziers burning, and this sound of water gurgling and rushing, echoing through the cave, the stone. You can't hear anything above that noise.
Okay. I don't see the initiative anymore.
Oh, I must have closed it, but we should still have the turn order. Yep, there we go.
There you go. Okay.
So we're on Kratz's turn, right? Yep, so it's Istria now.
Yep. Okay, I think I might have Istria start to move out of here.
Okay. I want Istria to make a stealth check, please.
Okay.
And that'll be our action.
She's quick.
That's very good. Yep. So I have nothing to describe. She sneaks to that side of the wall. And then it's Admand's turn.
I'm gonna have Admand move up here.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna have on Billy's turn, have him. I'm gonna have him just stay there at the foot of these stairs for now.
The top of those stairs. But yeah.
Top of those stairs.
Yeah. They do kind of look like they're going down, don't they? But they're ascending. Dorian.
Dorian!
Dorian! Ooh, ooh.
Dorian, you fool!
You madman!
Dorian jumps into the fire.
Would you like to use his action to make a stealth check?
Yeah.
Cool.
Why is there something to watching?
I mean, you don't have to. All right, that's good.
Dorian is unseeable. Maybe not that good, but okay. Kratz.
Okay. Would you like to use Kratz's action to make a stealth check?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my god, Kratz is locked in today.
He is indeed. Istria.
Could Istria search this side of the wall for any doorways? Because I think that I think everyone is thinking that there's got to be some way to get into these areas with these slits.
Yeah, she can make an investigation check.
And I don't want to get hit by the Colville screw.
Remind me, what is the Colville screw?
So, have you heard of Matt Colville? He's like
I've watched a lot of his content, and I recognize the term. I just don't remember what it is.
He calls the Colville screw when that is when a party gets into the dungeon, has extremely high stealth, and wants to avoid every combat encounter in it, and thinks that will sort of annoy the GM, right? Because it's like, haha, we're not going to fight anything. And then they get to the very end of the dungeon, and something reveals them, and every encounter that they ignored starts rushing to them at the final encounter.
Yeah.
All of these orcs and goblins and things that they didn't want to fight earlier charge them at the end, and they become absolutely obliterated. So I do think it's always a good idea to make sure, but it's like a good idea in real life too.
Yeah.
Like if you were in a situation like this, you wouldn't want to leave anyone that can double back on you. Yeah. So I think you want to like clear as you go. Anyway, okay, so
investigation, please.
Investigation from Istria.
Correct.
Holy shit, Istria.
Nice. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. So, quite high up on the wall, she feels an irregularity, a little bump, that there is clearly like a plate flush on the wall that she could push. I'll leave it up to you whether you want her to push it.
I think she just keeps it in mind that it's there.
Okay. Cool. Admand, did you want to do anything else on her turn?
I think she's just going to sit there for now. I think she's going to whisper about the plate to the others. She'll be like, there's a plate. And then she points to it. It opens the door, I think.
Cool.
And we just do ASMR for a few minutes.
Oh, nice.
And then Admand is going to... Oh, nice.
Sorry, minor tangent, but I thought about this earlier, and I thought it's something I wanted to talk to you about, is that I feel like we were early adopters of ASMR. It's become very popular these days, but also there are some videos now that I watch, and I think it's crazy when I look at them. I'm like, man, this came out 10 years ago, and I'm still occasionally coming back to watch this. It's wild.
There is an ASMR YouTuber that I still go back and watch. That it's kind of funny because some people have a perception of ASMR that it's like a really like it's like a sexual thing, or it's like, I don't know, there's a fetish associated with it. And I mean, for some people there might be. I honestly lately the most ASMR artists I watch are like old men in their 60s that have this really like, I really like this gruff kind of whisper. And there was this old man that was in his 60s that I used to listen to for years, and he like passed away 2 years ago.
No.
And it's very strange because his wife kept up all the videos and like let his subscribers know what happened, and it was very sad, and made it like a tribute video. But like I will still go and watch his videos, and that's kind of surreal because he's not around anymore, but he has hundreds of these videos that are still really good to listen to, many of them many years old at this point, and that's always kind of That's weird. And it makes you think about the way in which YouTube is this like
time capsule almost.
It's a time capsule. And that will I mean, that's already happened where there are YouTubers that are dead and you can go watch their stuff. And that will just continue to
maybe most famously like Total Biscuit is a huge one that I remember.
Yeah.
Because I mean, part with him is that the end of his life was so public as well. So yeah, we all knew what was happening.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's some YouTubers that didn't have like a spouse that went on and did that, who died and no one knows.
No one knows. Like, because some YouTubers aren't dead, but they still are gone, right? So you don't know if they're just
Yeah.
Do you ever in the ASMR space? Do you ever watch or hear of Baba the Cosmic Barber?
No, I don't think so.
So this guy, you know of like massage ASMR though, right? That's a genre.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he was like responsible for starting it. Basically, he's this Indian massage guy, barber, and some guy was like just went and filmed his massage a long time ago, and then he got really like viral and he capitalized on it and started making a bunch more massage videos, and then it spawned a whole genre really. But he passed away a few years ago as well.
Oh wow, yeah. That's sad.
It's going to be more common, I think, over there because obviously as
YouTubers
YouTube gets older,
YouTube's getting old as shit. It's 20.
Nobody watches real YouTube anymore. They're all watching the shorts. All the kids are anyway.
all the kids. Yeah. I watched a whole video about that the other day, that YouTube has created a bit of a problem for themselves because the shorts have become very addicting for a lot of people, and there is a measurable decline in regular views because of them. But the shorts are way less profitable than long form content, and they've had, just like TikTok has had this trouble, like they've had trouble monetizing it, and so they've created, like, they wanted to keep up with TikTok, but by doing it they've kind of like just actually
screwed themselves
harmed themselves.
They've ruined their like they basically they had their market, and then TikTok had theirs. They tried to take TikTok's, but they ruined their own market, is what you're saying.
Yes.
I think I know everyone's always had a problem with the YouTube algorithm, but these last few years, I really think it's terrible. Like, my recommendations are awful, and I'm getting like really tiny YouTubers too, which is fine, but it's awful. It's stuff I don't want to watch. I don't know why it's coming up all the time.
I get weird recommendations these days, and I mean it's an extension of Google in general. It's gone to shit. I mean, that
makes sense.
I have found Google search recently to be so garbage that recently I've started using fucking Bing just to have something different. But yeah, hey, don't sleep on Bing, guys. It's coming back. Anyway,
in honor of Matthew Perry's most iconic character, of course.
Yeah, Bing.
I was watching that this week as well. Actually, I was enjoying that. I went back and watched. Yeah, I watched the season just for some easy watching. Because YouTube's algorithm was so shit, I was like, I'll go watch Friends instead.
So I'm not an expert on this, but have you heard about there's like now a criminal investigation surrounding Matthew Perry's death?
His doctor, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm like, if he wasn't murdered, like, come on. Like,
I mean, negligence is a thing that should probably be investigated if there's enough evidence, but I don't know anything about it either.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Sorry, is your take that like medical negligence shouldn't be a thing? Is that your take here?
So if it's medical negligence, but I guess the rumor I heard is that it is that they're going to go after people that might have like dealt him drugs, and I kind of of the mind that like, I don't know, like if someone,
if those drugs are illegal, those people are committing crimes.
Yeah, but I don't look. I'm not a cop, is what I'm saying. I don't know. I just think it's
all right. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I think. Yeah.
So Admand is going to do drugs, and then he's going to.
I'm laughing because this is just a podcast with occasional D&D.
Yep. Hey, we should bring back the podcast. When's the last time you did the podcast?
A long time ago. Long time ago. Yeah.
Okay, so Admand is going to move up there.
Cool. Now, because I asked for the perception check earlier, which was my bad, I'm just going to let that one roll. And now you see these unusually smooth patches on the walls up here and down here.
And if Istria points it out, Admand might see that brass plate as well.
It's not brass. It's just stone.
Oh, it's stone. It's a stone.
Yeah.
Okay. Admand is. Does Admand need to make a stealth check?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you can, if you'd like. Everyone else seems to be sneaking. You just walk. Hello.
Hello.
Governor.
Hello, governors. Hello, orkies. Okay, here we go. Stealth. Fucking shit.
I'm still going to apply, even though we're in combat and everyone could roll individually, I'm still going to apply sort of a group check mentality here, because you've made the stealth check, you get the benefit from everybody else's stealth. So you're good. You're good.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, because everyone else rolled quite well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Admand just...
It's just like...
Okay. Okay, that's the end of Admand's turn.
Cool. Do you point out to anyone that there's also a weird like pattern up, or like there's a smoothness to the wall up here? That's a bit...
It's out that there. I think he points out that there's probably a similar sort of press on the other side. He thinks.
Cool.
Billy, I'm gonna keep Billy in a holding pattern for now. I think. Well, you know what? No, I will have Billy move here. That's good.
Cool. Dorian Hitman.
Dorian is going to look for that same sort of thing on this side of the wall.
I'm going to go investigation with advantage because, you know, he kind of knows what he's looking for. That's a success. He finds, yes, the exact same thing on this wall.
Okay, so I think Admand is going to whisper to the others, or with hand signs, somehow communicate that I think we're going to take one of these at a time. We're not going to split up. So I think Admand is going to, we're going to go with the one Admand's in front of, and Admand can lead at the front, and then everyone else can follow behind. So for now, Kratz is going to just stay there where he is, basically. Istria is going to hold there. Admand is going to move up and press this thing.
Okay. Yep. There you go. It. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, it just moves aside.
Okay. Admand gets his shield ready and his warhammer, and he is gonna lead the charge. Just starts screaming at the top of his lungs. No, just kidding. Okay. Oh shit! There's so clearly a dude there. Wait, sleeping?
Yeah, you see on a wooden chair holding a longbow. Oh, orc.
So incompetent. Okay, here we go. That was actually 10 feet, so I think... fuck.
I think it's 15 total, because you started up
there.
Oh,
it's 15.
Yeah.
So that would be 20... 25. I think that's where Admand's going to stay for now.
Okay. Billy?
Billy's holding. Dorian is going to wait where he is. And then Kratz is going to follow behind.
Cool. You took, did you take Dorian's turn?
No, I'm having Dorian wait where he is.
Okay, that's fine.
That's 25 feet to move past Kratz. Assuming you let people do that, right? Just
difficult terrain. Yeah.
Now Vistria moved very close up to this guy, and she gets out her knife. Her dagger. Now, what do you rule about like someone sleeping? Is it basically just I can murder him, or is it that I get advantage, or like how's that work?
Yeah, we'll just run it by the rules. I think in most circumstances, with really low health creatures or NPCs, I think we could maybe hand wave it, but it would be an attack roll at advantage, auto crit.
Auto crit.
Yeah, creatures that are unconscious, you automatically crit them with melee attacks, I believe.
That's absolutely huge. Okay. Well, in that case, I can't imagine how he would stay alive. I think Istria is gonna then dash. I think she needed to dash to get that extra 5 feet, so she'll bonus action dash. And it's just gonna get out the dagger and just
run that last 5 feet to get the momentum.
Yeah, jumps on him like a fucking Black Widow and just no. Okay, here we go. So advantage, and then if it hits a crit, is that the idea?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
And that does hit. You just roll damage, and then we will figure out. It's an extra D4 to roll on top of that.
So
okay.
8 damage.
8 damage, and he startles awake. And I'll roll him into initiative here. Yeah, that's a 10. I think he's going to be surprised this round. So we will, he'll get actions again next round. So yeah, it's Admand's turn.
Admand moves up. Is this wide enough for 2 people? Actually,
yeah, it is. There is some weirdness here, but yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay. Admand moves up and just smacks this guy in the face with his hammer. Does he get advantage from the surprise?
No, you're not hidden.
No.
Yeah, and he's not prone.
And also, he rolled poorly on the stealth, so maybe according to our previous rule also.
That's true.
Okay. Well, shit, I should have just gone for the auto crit on Admand. That would be way more damage. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, here we go. Warhammer.
The Hammer of War. That hits. And you do slay the orc. He startles awake, and then his head just gets caved in.
Brutal. That's a brutal way to go. We are absolutely brutal. I kind of love playing. I like that this quest is, like I said, we're not playing like bad people, but I enjoy playing a group of people where I don't have to constantly be like, oh, should we negotiate with the orc? Like, I think Admand's just like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Just fucking kills him. And I think any hesitancy that we would have had, where we would have been like, should we try to parlay with them in any way? I think the fact that they're like capturing like innocent women and like doing something with them, it's all very unsavory. He is going to that's probably his turn.
Yep.
Billy,
this guy doesn't get a turn.
Doesn't get a turn. Billy continues to chill. He's like, oh, I love being with the heroes, and he's just like, we're doing good things. Dorian is going to keep chilling where he is. He's assuming that they've
dealt with it.
Yeah. Kratz is like, oh, and Kratz is going to start moving back over here. And Istria is going to search the orc for stuff.
Yeah, cool. Let me get back to you on that. 8 silver pieces. He had a little hand axe, which Admand might be interested in, and the longbow and some arrows. The longbow is made of wood, but it's crude. Very noticeably orcish made.
Very cool. Very cool. I think that she will, for the most part, leave everything other than the money. There's not really a practical way to get rid of the body, and I am slightly paranoid that down that chasm is actually just like more stuff. And if it on the off chance that there's like a settlement down there, and that's part of the dungeon, if we threw it down there, there's just be a fucking like, okay,
it's raining orc corpses again. We didn't give enough sacrifices.
Okay, that then is going to be Istria's turn, and on Admand's turn, he's going to start moving out of here.
Yeah.
Then on Billy's turn, he's going to chill again. Dorian's going to chill again. Kratz is going to chill again. Istria is going to follow up. And then Admand is... Sorry if I'm taking these turns really quickly.
No, feel free to. It would be... I want to stay in initiative for a bunch of reasons, but there's no reason for you to be slow if you can go through it. It's fine.
Yeah. Admand's going to move out. Are we still in stealth, or should we...
No, you don't need a new check. No, I think we're good at the moment.
Okay, that's Admand's turn. Billy is staying there. Dorian is staying there. Kratz is staying there. Istria is coming out. Admand is moving up to the door and is going to press it.
Okay.
10, so he has 15, 20. He's going to stop there.
Okay.
Billy is going to hold. Dorian is going to chill. Kratz is going to move up to here. Istria is going to move up right behind Admand. And Billy is going to... Or, no, sorry. And then it's Admand's turn. Okay, that's 5 feet. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This guy's awake. I'm just going to charge in.
Okay.
20 feet. That's how far I can get.
All right. This is going to be the surprise round.
Okay, Billy's going to throw a grenade in through the hole. Grenade!
Get down!
All right. Get down!
Granada!
Billy, where the fuck did you get grenades?
Just a farm boy called up for war.
All of a sudden we look back at him, he's wearing like a World War II military uniform.
Fortunate Son starts playing.
Yeah, wait, he just starts progressing. Now he's wearing like a Vietnam combat fatigues. Like he's got a flak jacket and an M16.
And he pulls out a drone control platform at the end.
Then when we look back, he's riding an Abrams. Somehow the Abrams fits across the rope bridge, doesn't collapse it.
Hey,
okay.
Tanks were made to go over trenches.
Exactly. Wait, actually, I just realized if I'm charging in, I can like charge in.
Sure.
I can take an action.
Sure.
So I would have actually had him move here, engage both of them, lock them down. That is going to be his turn. Dorian is going to is delaying a thing.
Yeah, you can hold some actions. What kind of actions are you looking at holding?
Moving in after Istria goes.
Yeah, so you can hold an action to move up to your speed, and then use that whenever you want as a reaction.
Okay. Kratz is gonna hold the same.
Okay. What damage dice is a hand axe? You have one, right? So you can just tell me. Is it D6?
D6. Istria is going to move up to this guy. Is going to bonus action help, and is going to... Do either of these guys have horns, by the way?
No.
Okay. Bonus action is going to help and is going to attack.
Cool. Yep.
She would not be hidden at this point, I'm guessing. And this would just be a normal attack.
Would you like to have... Oh, actually, take your attack first, and I'll ask.
Fuck.
That's a miss. Yeah. Her mobile feat still applies. Because she attacked.
That is true. Although she's completely out of movement and used her bonus action, unfortunately. Yep. Okay.
Would you like to have your reactions go off here? Would you like Dorian and Kratz to move now? Go ahead.
Okay.
Cool. All right. It's Admand.
Admand is... Oh, wow. I just realized there's three orcs here. Admand is going to... Admand's going to smack this guy, who he'll have advantage on, I believe.
That is correct. Oh,
fucking A. Dude,
that's
those were
double
both crits.
Yeah.
Double crit. That means I roll 7 dice. No, okay.
Well, you get inspiration from your inspiring strike.
Okay. 13 damage.
Just checking if that's right. It does look right because the crit damage says you just rolled 2. Let me double check what was happening there.
2 equals 2.
2 equals 2. Right, which attack did you use? It was the Warhammer one-handed.
Warhammer one-handed. Oh yeah, it does say. Wait.
2.
What?
You need to put. Wait, you've got. Have you got brutal critical or anything or?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
So you're just a regular crit boy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just take the 2 out then, and it'll do it automatically.
Oh, okay.
What was weird? That was weird. Why was I guess one of us I just misclicked at some point.
Probably was me or you or someone. But should I just manually reroll a d8 for now?
A D8. Yep. Oh, 19 damage. You carve this orc's skull out as he falls to the ground dead.
I think Admand is in such a blood fever. He's going to action surge. And he is going to then use inspiration and advantage attack this one.
All right.
Turns around and just, you're next.
Spins and unleashes. That hits.
Well,
Oh, for another 12 damage, this orc. Almost felling him also, but he still stands, dazed and shocked.
why? Please have mercy.
Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
All right, this one in the back takes aim with his crude longbow. Okay, well,
Fuck.
Again, I don't know why it's auto-rolling damage. These character sheets are just borked, but whatever. 23, I assume, hits for 6 damage.
Yeah, well, it's a crit.
It is crit, yeah.
Okay.
And he backs off a little bit.
You can run, but you can't hide.
This orc swaps the longbow out for the hand axe at his waist and attacks Admand for 6.
That's a hit.
Yep.
The auto roll damage is annoying.
I don't like it. Some people swear by it, but I'm not a fan.
I've never liked.
All right, Billy's turn. He's oblivious to the battle that's going on above.
Just chilling. Okay. Dorian is going to difficult terrain, so that's 15 feet. So that's 30 total.
Yep.
He's going to shoot his crossbow at this. Is there any way he can see that orc in the distance? Probably not. He's going to shoot his crossbow at this guy.
I'd let you take a disadvantaged 3/4 cover shot at that guy up in the darkness.
Fuck, that's so hard. Wait. Actually, would you let me just hit him with my cantrip since it's a saving throw and he just gets hit by it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna mind sliver the guy in the darkness since I trust Kratz will hopefully be able to finish off the guy here.
Okay.
So 5 damage, DC 14 into save. Okay, he takes it. And he, if it matters, if he has a saving throw, it'll subtract from it.
Yep.
Okay. That's the end of Dorian's turn, and Kratz is going to move here and shoot an arrow at the orc.
Oh, did you want Billy to do anything? Probably not, right?
Billy's just chilling.
Okay.
Billy's just fine. Kratz is going to shoot an arrow at the orc.
Yep, not a beast.
But I'm gonna kill him like a bitch. Never gets old. 7 piercing.
Yeah,
because I assumed 20 hits.
It does. This orc is dead.
Okay, we're so fucking efficient. This is
You
great.
are a crack team.
It's just gonna charge at this guy. You can't hide. Okay, and is going to stab at him. 13 to hit.
That just hits.
6 piercing.
Ooh. Okay.
She has a little bit of movement left. She's going to bonus action help, and then, because she's attacked, move out.
Okay. He's going to be shouting at this point, "Intruders! Intruders!" But you can, I think, even in the heat of battle, you can tell that he's doing it desperately, and he knows that he's not in a great position to alert anybody.
And well, because he's moved even further back, which means like surely the noise is not going to echo very far. Like I was once in. I didn't realize how much sound doesn't travel through these kinds of spaces. I was once on a caving trip. This is actually, this is so long ago that I guess I've had this knowledge for much of my life now. But when I was little, I was on a caving trip, and someone wanted to explore this weird tunnel that in the this is very dungeon-esque. In the 1930s, in this cave we were in, some crew decided they wanted to try to dig a tunnel. And they carved through rock for something like 60 yards, and then they gave up because they never found the exit. They never got
Are
out.
they the origin of that miner meme where the guy's about to hit diamonds and he turns back?
Yeah, they must be. And we climbed in it, and it's this very claustrophobic space, just big enough for a grown person to crawl on all fours in. And not the most claustrophobic space we had to go through in that caving trip, but very claustrophobic. And what was very disturbing about it is that in most parts of the cave, things echoed and you could hear each other. You might not be able to hear someone super far ahead, but you could hear people near you. In this part of the cave, you could just barely hear the person in front of you and the person right behind you. And they sounded, if they spoke at the volume I am, it sounded like they were whispering. Anyone beyond them couldn't hear a fucking word, even though they were 10 feet away from you. It's very a disturbing kind of phenomenon to have someone, you can see them and they could be screaming and you could barely hear them. It's very creepy. Anyway, it was just the way the acoustics were in that space. But anyway, so Admand is... That's not me arguing for anyone, by the way. That's just a story right. for the listeners. It's obviously up to you what people hear. Admand is going to run up and smack this guy in the face and try to cave him. Cave him.
Cave him good.
I'm going to cave this fucker. Oh, no.
That's a miss.
No.
Okay. This guy's desperate, and he thinks he only has really one option. So he is going to walk away from you without disengaging.
I attack.
Yep. Ooh. Okay.
Damn it, I should have kept Istria there.
15. And he is going to open this door. 20.
Is opening the door an action?
I was going to say free object interaction.
Fuck.
But there's another door that he's going to have to use his action on. He doesn't have more than one free object interaction.
Fuck, this could be bad.
And he is going to open the door. How much have we gone here? Just checking. Whoop. So you got one more bit of movement in. And then we need to roll these guys into initiative. We're on this guy's turn. All right. Cool. He's still screaming, "Intruders! Intruders! Run for your life!" Dorian.
Dorian's going to move here, and he's like, "What's going on, boss?" And that's his turn.
Okay. Kratz.
Kratz is going to move here and is actually going to prepare an action that if he sees someone stick their head out of that hole, he's going to shoot at him.
Okay, cool. Istria.
Istria doesn't have dark vision. She can't see a fucking thing.
That's true. She does have the bullseye lantern on her. As an action, she could get it lit up.
I think she is going to light it up, actually, yeah. So I would have her do that before she moves, because she can tell that there's complete darkness down there.
That should be set up correctly, so you should be able to be turning her to direct the light.
Hello.
You see one orc there with a great axe in hand, braced.
Gonna stab that orc.
Okay, disadvantage, he's dodging.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. Oh, shit. Alright, he takes 4 damage.
Bonus action. Oh, no. Action to light the lantern. So. Or wait.
Oh, yeah, so she can attack.
Oh, never mind. That was all nothing. That was all nonsense. She's gonna stand back there with the lantern.
Cool. I'm gonna give this orc his health back.
She's just like, just shining it at them.
Admand. It's a bright light, actually.
Admand is going to attack. Oh, is the light in their eyes? Do they have disadvantage?
Well, you can use your inspiration to get advantage, and we can thematically.
I already burned.
It's a shame.
So here we go. Warhammer.
Oh, that hits. Oh, wait, disadvantage because he's dodging. We'll use that damage if you still hit, though. What'd you do? The orc behind. So this guy's braced, and the other guy behind him, like terrified of you, with his shaking with his bow in his hand.
Surrender, and I shall be merciful.
Shoots at you. You've got a half cover because his guy's in the way.
Misses.
Yeah, surely. And then he will continue to retreat. Billy.
Billy's chilling. I was a boy on the lake. He's like singing to himself.
I had no fortunate son.
Oh no, now he's singing Sitting in the Evening Sun. Have you ever heard that sitting on the dock of the bay? Otis Redding. Anyway.
I'll look it up.
Dorian is gonna go here and cast oh shit. Yeah, he doesn't like that orc is like routing. Can he see him?
Oh yeah.
Where he is?
I think so. Let me just double check. Ooh, he just can't actually. Not right now.
What about here?
Now he can.
I think he had the movement. So he is going to use Mind Sliver on that orc that's running.
Cool.
Can't run from me.
Ooh, that is perfect damage if he fails. Which he does. He is dead. He goes, he drops the bow and then falls to the ground.
And his friends, if they're not paying attention to the casting, they might just think he like died of fright or passed out of fright.
He trips and falls into all these boxes and things nearby.
Get a hold of yourself, Glork. Okay, that's Dorian's turn.
Okay. Ooh, this is a tricky situation. The bottleneck is not in these orcs' favor exactly at the moment. So he's going to move to there and keep dodging. He's going to move to there and keep dodging. He is going to move to there and keep dodging. And then this guy's going to disengage. And move to there. Kratz.
Can Kratz see any targets from where he is?
Yes, he can see a single target, this one. I'm going to say it's 3/4 cover disadvantage if he wants to take the shot.
He'll take the shot.
All right. Nope.
That's Kratz's turn.
Cool.
I mean, Admand doesn't like this either. Admand doesn't like the idea of running into the room and then getting attacked by 4 attacks.
They're wielding great axes too. These are some serious orcs.
Did they not appear to have ranged weapons?
They clearly have javelins laying around, but they didn't use them that turn.
Can Admand switch? Well, I'm not worried about Admand just yet, I guess. Let's see. What are the rules again on switching weapons? Can you just swap a weapon as a free
object? Yeah, so I allow you to swap one item in your hand for another item that's easily accessible with a free object interaction.
Okay.
Your shield you have to take an action to unequip it, or you can drop it on the ground as a free action.
I'm gonna have Istria move here. So that was this might actually matter for me to count this. So that was 15 feet to get past Dorian.
So 30 feet total to get to Rashia's.
30 feet to get to Rashia's. Yeah. Okay. She is going to shoot her crossbow. She'll have to swap, I think, but it's free.
Yep.
Swaps, shoots her crossbow at...
and she's got a hand crossbow, right?
Hand crossbow, so cool. 30 feet.
So she can use that with one hand because she's got the lantern in the other.
Yes. Yeah. And then can this one be shot without cover, or does he have cover from his friend, probably?
Are you talking about the one behind?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be half cover.
Then she will shoot at the one in front.
Okay, no cover, but disadvantage because he's dodging. 16 hits.
Oh!
7 damage.
She is then going to use the 10...
Okay, Kratz is close enough. He says something here, and Kratz, I think, is close enough to hear as he calls to the guy behind him, "Go get Ulf."
The guy behind him. Okay. Kratz then says do we all share, like, some cool language? Guess it's common. Kratz says, "They're getting Ulf!"
Oh yeah, Istria's turn's not over yet, I presume. Yeah.
Kratz says that in common, not in Orcish, obviously. Hoping that they can't speak Orcish, but that hoping they don't speak common so that we can listen on them, but they can't listen to us. Anyway.
Well, you speak Chondathan, right?
Chondathan, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check. Let me double check what Kratz speaks. Yeah. Kratz speaks Chondathan, because I guess there is no... We're not using a common. Speak bloody common.
Do you speak bloody common?
Yes. Our common language between every party member is Chondathan.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Does anybody know Aluskan? I guess Istria would, right?
Istria knows Aluskan.
Yeah.
Istria's the only one that knows Aluskan. Kratz is the only one that knows Orcish. Both Admand and Dorian know Dwarven, and Dorian is the only one that knows Elvish. So that's kind of our language spread.
Billy probably just knows Chondathan.
Probably. I haven't checked. But Billy knows...
Any one language, usually common. I guess it's Chondathan.
Probably Chondathan. And then Faldor knows Chondathan and Halfling. So we've got a little Halfling if we need it.
Yep.
Not in this encounter, though. If only we had
Halfling appears from a box nearby.
Hey, I'm Ulf. It turns out Ulf is just very annoying. He's an annoying halfling.
That's why they get headaches, yeah.
Istria is going to bonus action dash so that she can get there, and is going to...
Well, she could get there without dashing, because she's had 10 feet left. Then. Yep. Cool. All right, Admand.
Admand is going to swap to a hand axe. And is going to throw it at this one.
The one in front?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Disadvantage.
What about the guy behind? Does he also dodging?
Nope. He had to disengage from you.
What is the range on these hand axes? It's
20 feet off the top of my head, but I'm not entirely
I
sure.
think it's 20 feet. Okay, so let me make sure. Was Admand here? I think.
I think you were actually one further back. Yeah.
Admand was here. So this is 10 feet. Okay, I'm going to try to do this in a kind of... This is going to be memey as fuck. Admand is going to move here. Throw the hand axe at this one.
Yep. So half cover, no disadvantage. That 15? Just hits with the cover. Just hits.
11.
Oh, he's dead. He's gone. Back of the head. Axe falls to the ground.
And then he fucking memes it, moves back.
All right. Billy.
Billy's chilling.
Dorian
is going to... I think at this point... Yeah, actually, this guy still has dodge, so he's going to Mind Sliver on this one.
All right.
I just realized having a saving throw spell, very useful to get around things like cover.
Yep. He also has, I know it's sort of a more resource-intensive option, but you do have Magic Missile for similar
I do have
purposes.
the magic. I absolutely do have the Magic Missile. The other nice thing is it's intelligent, and I'm guessing these orcs don't have the greatest intelligence.
Gee, Kaiser, he goes, Grumsh, darn it, somebody get off!
Okay, that's Dorian's turn.
I'll do it myself.
Good, send the weakest to get off, that way easier to kill.
He will action dash. And then he's gonna open the door. And I think I'll leave him there for now.
Mistake.
This guy will come forward. And he will attack you. 12?
12 is a miss.
Okay, he will back away.
Not disengage?
No. Yeah, he used his action to attack.
Boom! Second mistake. Oh, come on. Damn it.
This guy will also move up to you. And attack. 15?
With the shield, 15's also a miss.
And he will also back away.
Attack!
You only have one reaction, Admand.
Oh, you're right, damn it.
Kratz's turn.
Ooh, and now they're like guarding this. That's rough. Here's a question about attacks of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Would this guy be able to make an attack of opportunity through that corner?
It depends on the corner. In this case, I will say yes, but Kratz would have half cover.
Yeah, half cover's not too bad, is it? I think he's going to go there so that he can get a clean shot on the orc.
Worth mentioning is that he will threaten you, though, giving you disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Wait. Okay, wait.
Yeah,
let's talk this through.
Yeah,
let's be gentlemen about this. So, assuming... Wait, where was Kratz? Fuck, I think he was there.
He was there. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So, can Kratz see this guy from there?
The escaping guy?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a gander. Yes, he can. It's not actually too bad of a shot. I think that's half cover. I think Admand's the only real obstacle.
+2 AC?
Yep.
He's gonna go for it. He's gonna slay him like a beast.
That hits. And he is dead.
Go ahead! Someone run for Ulf! See what happens!
The carnage that has been unleashed upon Kundrakar. Yeah.
No, I'm just loving this. This is great. This team is quite either good or lucky with these infiltrations.
You almost did the bandits too. It started really well.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going better than the bandits, I think. This is so far quite
gone
going
longer.
quite well. Okay. That's Kratz's turn. But I think I will have him move back just to clear the way. That's his turn.
Cool.
Okay. Istria is going to... Okay, so this would be 15 feet to get here, 20, 25, 35 feet to get here. Would would attack this dude.
Okay, half cover.
Well, actually, no. I think she's gonna move the full 40 feet. Oh,
That's
wait.
fine.
And also face him so she can see him. And is going to attack him.
Cool. That's a miss.
Damn. But gets the free ignorance of cover.
Of opportunity attacks.
Opportunity attacks. I don't know why I said that. And is going to move way deeper into this room.
Okay.
And is going to, and that's a bonus action dash, obviously.
Yeah.
And then turns the light at them. Flashes the light. Okay.
She's like Luigi's Mansion over there.
Yes. Istria with the mobile. Such a great choice. She's so incredibly flexible. Okay. Like that 40 feet is so much goddamn movement. That's crazy.
Especially with the bonus action dash, yeah.
Especially with the bonus action dash, bonus action disengage, bonus action like
help. Yeah.
Up the wazoo. So she can do so much with a turn.
Yeah.
And with the one, yeah, I think having two one-handed weapons, so she can also have the light. It's going quite well.
Not just the light. Okay. There's loads of things she can do with a spare hand as well. You know, picking stuff up off the ground. You know, in that horn situation. Yeah.
Admand is going to switch back to his warhammer and is going to, I think he's going to move here so that other people can, if they want, come through, and is going to swing on this guy.
Cool. That misses.
That's too bad. It's been missing a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his turn.
Okay. Do you want me to remove Billy from the initiative order?
Yeah, he's just chilling for the foreseeable, probably for the rest of the session at this rate.
Dorian?
So this might be a good time to magic missile. I mean, here's a question. Can Dorian see either of these fuckers? Probably not, because they're hiding around the corners.
He cannot.
If he moves here, can he see either of them? He only needs, like, to be able to see, like, a part of them.
Yeah, I think he can just see the guy up top. I can see a little bit on his view.
Mind sliver, baby.
All right.
As I said mind sliver, I swear I heard like a bit of tinnitus in my right ear.
There it is. It's happening. The mind sliver. He cries out. Oh, get out of my head, wizard.
I'm sorry. I can't. And then Dorian is going to move back. Clear the way for Kratz. It is their return.
All right. Cool. That guy's dead. Which one's up first? It's the guy who's engaged with Admand. He's going to attack. Missing.
Miss.
And this guy's going to engage with... Actually, no. There's a... Actually, how... Oh, yeah, no. Orcs have their aggressive bonus action, which lets them dash as a bonus action, and he will charge across the room at Istria.
Ah!
17 to hit Istria.
That's a hit.
For no damage, apparently. Hold on, I will manually roll it.
That's buggy as fuck.
For 7 damage.
Oh, so it's a D12 plus 3.
Plus 3, yeah.
That could have been a lot worse. Okay, there we go.
Kratz.
No one hurts Istria, Kratz.
Put out the light! Ugh.
Kratz is going to move here, and it looks like he has a pretty clean shot on this orc.
I think it will still go through Admand, so it'll still be half cover.
He'll do it.
Yep. That will miss because of the cover.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, that's Kratz's turn.
Istria.
I'm going to kill you like a beast! And Istria is going to attack with the dagger.
Oh!
That is inspiration, right?
Absolutely.
So she's very inspiring. I imagine she like the crit here. I'm imagining is like she like keeps hearing that they don't like the light, so she really just shines it at like 1 foot away, right in his face as she comes in with the dagger, so that he's like he's not able to dodge it in any sort of way, and it sinks right into a nasty spot.
Right into his eye.
8.
Ooh, 8 points of damage to this orc.
And is going to use a bonus action to provide aid or help to the next person that attacks this orc.
Cool.
And then, man, they can really move like a son of a bitch, huh?
That's very thematic, because the aid is both him being blinded by the light and having a dagger wound in his eye.
Shines it back at him.
Excellent. Admand's turn.
Admand is going to try to crush this guy.
22 is a hit. And that's
10.
exactly the amount of hit points he has remaining. Doof, you crush in his skull. The other one looks, with his one good eye, back at the carnage you have brought.
And he engages with him. He doesn't want to let him run easily or freely, so he's going to at least engage. Dorian is... That would be 30 feet right there where Dorian is, and he is going to Mind Sliver on the survivor.
All right. He takes 3 damage.
Imagine how bad a headache would be to cause you physical damage to your body.
Of my head. Was a 15 hit, Admand?
It misses.
Kratz.
Kratz is finally going to move in and get a nice... come on, hundo clean shot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
With advantage, thanks to Istria.
Yes.
You put the orc out of its... Ooh, you just put the orc out of its misery.
Well, wait.
Oh, yeah?
Just for fun, because I have the ability... I reroll it's instead a 7 damage instead of 4.
There you go. You put the orc out of its misery. It falls to the ground dead. All of your foes have been defeated. You have successfully began the infiltration of Kundrakar. The fortress almost went on full alert on a couple of occasions, but you successfully prevented it from doing so. You have begun to plumb the depths of the ancient dwarven fortress and battle the orcs within. And next week we'll see how much further you can get.
Hey, that's exciting. Oh, we get to loot these orcs. We get to see if they have any maps showing other entrances. I mean, we're pretty much in the front door, I think. We're pretty much.
You've literally walked to the front door, which was
we literally walked into the front door, and we just started. I mean, their security is pretty fucking lax in this place. I'll tell you, they probably didn't expect. I I mean, their security's enough that if an army came up, they'd see it, which I assume is what those guys are there, right? To like protect against a whole army, just so they can spot. I don't think their security was prepared for a strike team to come in and just very rapidly start murdering everyone.
I mean, there is clearly, you can see from the arrow slits, there are contingencies and sort of a defense in depth in place, but it really relies on notice, which you prevented from killing the first 2 guards very, very quickly and efficiently.
There you go.
Okay, I think that's the right number of orcs. I'm going to grab the rest of the XP. I'm going to see if there's any quests you completed today. Did you have fun?
This is one of the best sessions so far, I think. This is...
glad to hear.
Yeah, I like the infiltration. It's fun. And next session, we're going to... Oh, yeah. We're going to get into it.
Okay, you completed the mountain door, which is find the entrance to Kundrakar.
God, how many orcs did we kill this session? 2?
I think I counted 8.
Yeah, so there were the 2 at the front. Then there was 1 on one side, so that's 3. Then there were 3 in that hallway. And then there's
an extra 4 in here, actually.
Well, one of the people in here was someone who ran from the hallway.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5,
it's 10,
6,
actually.
7, 8, 9. Either 9 or 10. It's man, that's crazy.
Ooh, and they're worth a decent amount of XP, actually. Do you want to share combat XP with Billy? I will leave it up to you.
No.
Okay.
Billy's just a boy.
All right. In that case, Faldor and Billy can get 800 XP each. And the rest of the party gets 1050 XP each.
What is the next level up?
6,500 if you're at level 4.
Everyone in the original party has now reached level 5, at least in terms of XP. So they just need a long run.
That's a good thing to have in the back pocket as you begin exploring.
I bowled into all of them to Signet so that I remember, but it's hard to forget that. Yeah. So Admand's now at 7,300 XP. Istria, because Admand was literally like 100 away from
yeah.
He has cleared that barrier. Istria 6,500. Istria and Dorian are 6,575, and Kratz is 6,600. So yeah, they are Faldor at just under 5,000, 40 under 5,000. Billy 3,800. Yeah. If anything, I kind of want to slow. Like, I'm glad that Billy didn't get the combat XP. He was almost leveling up too quickly. Like, I'm like,
yeah, don't want him to get too big for his boots.
What is Billy becoming? Because he's
he's refusing orders to kick corpses off of mountains. I mean, geez.
Yeah. My response to that is like, Billy, you are about to become a 3rd level character. You need to be able to kick a corpse off a mountain. Okay.
That's the test. That's the thing.
The test.
Right. Do you have anything else we want to go over?
I want to remind myself, just so I know, that when at the start of next session, I think Admand's first thing that he's going to do is just run up to that door and close it so that whatever we do in here, no one hears it, and that we start. Because I don't know. I mean, it could be that there's quite a walk to other people, but it could be they're right out in the, who knows.
I mean, that's brings up a good point, because I think what we're going to do next session is we're going to re-roll initiative, and we'll do that between sessions if we do it like this. Cool. How do you feel about staying in initiative? Because I think there's a lot of benefits to it, but I do know, like, especially pacing was my main concern about it. But how did you find it this session, the first time we tried it?
I thought it was fine. There was a lot of, like, obviously, there was a lot of, like, having people just skip their turn, but when there's not combat, I was able to do that quite quickly.
Yeah.
I think, look, I mean, if we were exploring a massive dungeon, like a mega dungeon, where there were, like, there are some old school mega dungeons where there will be like 10 rooms and 5 of them will be empty. Or
Yeah.
6 or 7 of them will be empty. If it was that, I think the initiative would get cumbersome. But given that almost every room has had, like, not every room, but almost every area, it seems like, has combatants, and
Yeah.
we're having to stealth a lot, I think it makes sense. I mean, I leave it up to you. I'm sure if there ever comes a part of a dungeon where it seems gratuitous, then maybe make the call. But right now, I think it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, just keep bringing the feedback on it, because obviously it's something I haven't really experimented with. But I think for very gritty dungeon play, I think it's useful in a lot of ways.
It would be absolutely. I will say this: if it was not just me, if you had 4 players, I think it might.
Oh yeah, I kind of
take
agree.
a lot more time, because even if it's going to be quick, there's just going to be that little, oh, should you go first, or should I wait here, or should I? Whereas with me, I'm just like
everyone.
Dorian's skipping, Istria's skipping, Admand's going up, Kratz is going up, Dorian's going up, Istria's going up.
Now that you say that, it's almost like an old school isometric RPG in that you've got a party to control. It's turn based.
Yeah. And because of that, I can do it really quickly. But if there were 4 people, I think this would have taken way longer. So yeah.
I was also worth mentioning that feel free to take liberties with it out of combat. You said earlier, I'm sorry if I'm skipping through turns. Look, I will let you know if we need to slow down. If you want to skip through some turns, and that is completely fine. Just as long as we have that structure that when I need the initiative, I can be like, okay, slow down. We're gonna go.
Well, and I kind of like it too, because it keeps me honest. Where sometimes when people are out of initiative, there'll be a lot of, especially in a dungeon with traps and things like that, like a lot of times players will be like, oh, I wasn't there, I was over here. And it's like, you can't really do that if you're in initiative. It's like, well, you were where you were.
Exactly. And there's a lot that lets you do stuff, like you say, with traps and secret doors. And I gave you sort of I hinted at a secret door check today, because I wanted to make sure you got use out of your feature. But I just want to let you know that if you want to make use of that feature in future, I would recommend just saying, hey, I searched this room for secret doors, because I'm probably not always going to give you that signpost. Sure. Cool. Anything else?
I have some tips and tricks on searching for secret doors. There's some old school sort of. The first thing is if you're dealing with like any kind of stone, like they would always in the old school, they'd take out a dagger and they'd run the dagger along the stone to see if it finds a
bumps.
crease.
Yeah, okay.
Then the really weird thing is you take flour or some sort of powder dust. You blow it into the air, and if there's any sort of draft or air movement, the powder will find it. You will see this powder
that makes sense.
Move with the air.
Yeah.
So there's like weird old school that people would do. They wouldn't roll it because in OD&D you wouldn't roll checks. You wouldn't say I search for secret doors. You'd tell the GM
describe how you do it.
Searching. Yeah. So players had to get really creative. It's like, does anyone have flour? It's like.
And in AD&D, there was a find traps check, but only rogues could do it. Nobody else could.
Exactly,
but everybody else could still describe how they were searching. They could still do that.
Yeah. I sometimes think that I was once convinced by a fantasy article that was written on, I forget where, that maybe rogues were a mistake. and the reason, so the reason for this, they are fun to play, but there's an argument to be made that so rogues weren't in the very original edition, but they were added shortly after. I think they were added in an expansion, like in Greyhawk or one of these early first expansion books that they released back in the 70s. And there was an argument made on this author wrote this article that he argued that all of the things that rogues can do in old sword and sorcery novels, that was what everyone did, right? Yep. So like Conan the Barbarian, he's searching for traps and he's climbing walls and he's stealing things. So this guy argued, like, actually, we should get rid of rogue, and all adventurers in a D&D style game should be able to do things that rogues do, maybe to differing degrees. Maybe it's something you invest in, but the assumption should be that if you're going into dungeons looking for loot, that you should be good at these sorts of things: sneaking, looking for treasure, unlocking doors, and fucking with traps. That's like all adventuring type stuff.
And the problem is when you've got a class that does that, it sort of indicates to the other players that they shouldn't do that, which is a problem I can see.
And it makes that class so it feels like, well, we need to have a rogue if we're going into this.
I think you've got a problem where it either feels like you need a rogue, or it feels like a rogue is useless because everyone can do that stuff, right? You got to find the balance there somewhere. Otherwise,
which is why if you did allow everyone to do that stuff, the solution would be to just gut the rogue.
Get rid of the rogue. Yeah.
Get rid of the rogue, and then add an assassin type if someone was to play that to some class.
Yeah.
You know, features that allow you to do stealthy kills, but like at the end of the day, anyway. So I heard this argument,
it's interesting.
And I've always kind of thought, I want to see a version of a RPG that is built with that assumption in mind, and all of the classes are built with the assumption that they do roguelike things.
Probably be some sort of old school system, like a dungeon crawler. Yeah.
And in that sense, there probably have been in the OSR.
I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. Are we good for next week? Or are we...
Next week, we are good for. The week after that, the 26th, we will not be. I will be helping my sister move in Colorado. But we will be good on the 19th.
Cool. Yeah, good. On that week where you're not available, you just let me know if you want to do a different day. I will probably be able to accommodate, but if not, then that's fine. We'll just skip that session.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're good for the 19th. I think football's back next weekend, so are you good to do half an hour earlier again?
Could be good, yeah.
All right, just let me know if anything comes up. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you guys next week for more of Kundra Kar. We'll see you guys then. Peace out.